and keep them there. So we're just starting on a new stream now for the landfall coverage, is what we're titling it. Helene, up to 140 miles per hour if you've just joined us on the new stream. We're ending the old stream. It'll redirect you automatically, so hopefully no one gets lost. So that's what we're up to right now.
I do have to let a chaser know something, so I will be right back. I'm going to be popping in and out.
All right. We're on a new stream now. This is Hurricane Helene. 140 miles per hour is what they're running with on the latest update from the National Hurricane Center, and no surprise after looking at the info from the Recon planes. We're going to switch to this view for a little bit whilst I start to update the graphics on our stream. And that's what we're going to be working on for quite a bit here. It takes so long to update those graphics sometimes. The warnings haven't changed in a good while all day. Obviously, they're still as relevant now as they were earlier. There's still several tornado watches in effect as well, and we've had quite a few warnings too. So this is a serious situation. 140 mile per hour winds sustained, a pressure estimate of 941 millibars. This is a very powerful Category 4 storm which continues to intensify, and a non-zero chance of a Category 5 landfall. But we don't say that part too loudly just yet. Either way, this is an extremely dangerous situation. This will easily be the most destructive storm to ever make landfall in the Big Bend region of Florida, and probably the most impactful storm in the history of Georgia. At this time, it looks like it might just be slinking off towards the northeast once again there on that latest frame. It is getting very close to places like Steinhatchee, which is currently now just 45 miles from the center of the eye. Horseshoe Beach, which of course was notable for where Idalia made landfall, that is even closer actually. It's about 42 miles away. 66 kilometers. We're just going to be working on some updates now on my bottom bar, which I'm going to try and get up to date. But in the meantime, whilst I'm working on that, we're going to go to a short little hourly break here, but we'll have a little bit of time to chatter before then. So Ethan, up to 140 miles per hour. I guess you're not surprised by that at all.
Breaking news, extreme wind warning has been issued.
Oh!
Extreme wind warning issued?
Oh, wow. That's the first time seeing extreme wind warning in radar scope.
Tell us what it means, Ethan.
Extreme wind warning for Lafayette County, northeastern Walcott County, Dixie County, Taylor, Jefferson, Leon, Madison County in Florida until midnight. At 8:59 p.m., National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated extreme winds associated with the eye wall of Hurricane Helene. We're moving onshore 39 miles southeast of Carabao, moving north at 35 miles per hour. This is an extremely dangerous situation.
Well, extreme wind warnings, no surprise to hear about that. People were thinking in our team just then that they delayed quite a bit on that, but I think they've just about got it right. But extreme winds are approaching. I'm really looking again at satellite imagery. This storm is moving quicker. Landfall isn't all that far away.
Locations impacted by this extreme wind warning include Tallahassee, Woodville, Monticello, Mayo, Steinhatchee, St. Mark's, Perry, Madison, Horseshoe Point, Wakulla, Greenville, Lee, Horseshoe Beach, Alma, Cody, Pineda, Perry Folly Airport, San Pedro Junction, Natural Bridge, and Lake Muskogee. I apologize about if I pronounced that wrong.
So they
take cover now. Treat these imminent winds as if a tornado was approaching, and move immediately to the safest room to protect your shelter. Take action now to protect your life. This is an extremely dangerous situation with winds of 140 miles per hour and wind gusts estimated to be probably up to 160 miles per hour in gusts approaching the coastline. This is an extremely dangerous situation.
Tallahassee, extreme wind warning. We'll have more after this. Stay tuned. live coverage will continue in a moment. You're watching Force 13's live streaming service. This is the landfall coverage for Hurricane Helene, now up to 140 mile per hour winds, a very powerful Category 4 storm. This will be the strongest storm to make landfall in recorded history in this part of Florida. It may also be the strongest impact for the state of Georgia's history as well. A very powerful storm with more intensification still possible. We're about to update our graphics here, but the info now is 140 miles per hour sustained winds with higher gusts and a pressure estimate of 941 millibars as the storm continues to pile into the coast of the Big Bend region of Florida. We have tons going on here, including enormous amounts of lightning around the eye wall of the storm. Jose will be telling us about that in a moment. But in the meantime, we're just going to take a little look at the radar on this storm that we're looking at here. Really extreme colors in that northern side that we're looking at right now. Well, my name's Nathan Foy here in the studio once again for our 13th hour of coverage on this storm. We're also joined by quite a few people here. We have Jose, Ethan, Lenny, Sam, and Zeta. Hello to all of you. This is a extreme situation, clearly in the name of the extreme wind warning that's just been issued for the coast that's going to be affected by this. But Jose, let's come to you and look at this enormous amount of lightning that's now occurring on that northwestern side. It's an explosion.
Yeah. Wow, that is insane. Like,
Wow.
I never seen nothing of that much lightning. I don't even know how much in there. I can't count.
Oh, wow. We are having
More
a
and
tornado
more and
outbreak
more
in
coming
southeast
out.
Georgia.
Really?
For the record.
Oh wow,
Yes.
right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh my
6
lord.
warnings.
Wow.
Oh, look at
One
that.
has been observed.
So it's all going on right now, folks. Tornado warnings all the way up here.
So this one, the purple that y'all see here, this has been confirmed. So weather spotters confirmed waterspout moving onshore. This is until 9:45 p.m. Eastern, and it is currently moving at 32 knots northwest. So that is a very fast-moving waterspout / tornado. If you are in this, please take shelter, please, because this thing, you are not going to see this at all. You're not going to see it, and it's going to hit you, and yeah, just please take shelter. To the northeast of that, even bigger warning, multiple areas of rotation actually. Savannah,
Yeah.
Thunderbolt, Tybee Island, Port Wentworth, up into Minehard. Take shelter, you are in a radar indicated tornado warning. There are about 2 to 3 areas of rotation, which I don't think I've seen that in one warning before. That is a new one for me.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
We have a new warning down here.
Another warning.
Brunswick, Georgia. There
Brunswick
is,
again.
they are just getting nailed
Third
today.
time today.
Yeah, they do. It looks like there is a possible tornado on the
7.
ground. I'm just waiting for a CC drop with that
Oh.
to confirm. But
Oh yeah, you're
if
on
you
that
are
tornado.
in Dock Junction, Brunswick, Georgia, Sea Island, all the way up into Everett and Sterling, please take shelter. There's a radar indicated tornado. 4 minutes left on this. It is moving northwest at 51 knots. Holy, that is fast.
Nathan,
That's
Yeah.
I can't tell you. Every 1 split second, there's a new lightning coming right from that same place, with all of those hundreds of lightnings right now in that eyeball.
Incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, like every 1 second, there's more and more and more coming out, and it's starting to lag my computer.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm gonna get off of it before I crash.
Also,
Helene's
we have
about to
another
crash your
tornado
computer.
warning. Ludowici, I think is how you say it. I'm sorry about the pronunciation. That is radar indicated. Currently, that has 18 minutes left, and that's moving northwest at 42 knots. And take note, these are knots, not miles per hour. Miles per hour is a little bit more than knots, so these are fast moving. We just did get an extension for the one that's going in Savannah right now. That one does look like there could actually be something on the ground. I'm gonna give it another 1 to 2 scans, and we can see what happens there.
Right now we're looking at one of the bridges on Tampa Bay, and you can still see that the waves piling into one of the roadways there. You'll be seeing this quite a bit more, and a lot of other storm surge scenes going on right now across western Florida. However, let's take a look at... Well, that's an ad. That was Steinhatchee it was supposed to be. They decided to play an ad instead. Okay. Well, that was interesting. Carabel is there somewhere as well. Hernando Beach, we don't have that one anymore. Longboat Key, that imagery went out ages ago as well. Sanibel Island, we lost that one. Bonita Beach, we've actually lost that one as well. Basically, we've lost all the cameras by this point. Apart from what we're hoping we'll be able to see still Steinhatchee. I did see it in the last hour. It started raining a lot there, but it still looks relatively calm considering just how close this major hurricane is. Northern side of it, look at that. Extreme band of red there. Some extremely powerful winds, gusting probably to Category 5 range. range, regardless of any further intensity of this storm. This is really piling it on. The Doomcaster models, unfortunately, were correct. Back to that tornado outbreak. I mean, we've sort of got a double feature here at the moment, sort of slightly different to each other, but part of the same event. Look at all them warnings.
Just there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 warnings right now. Wow, and it's all in Georgia. So pretty much the other day I was looking at models and I saw an area. I said out of my mouth before the Storm Prediction Center said anything. I go, y'all, look, we might see a possible outbreak in Savannah. Well. 2 warnings overlapping right over Savannah. Look at that. It's
Yeah, if you're in Savannah
and I was
right now-
surprised because the HRRR had it up, and the NAM 3K even had it. And I went off the NAM 3K. I was giving it a little bit of grace here. So I said, I'll give it this one time. I'll see what happens. Well, I'm pretty sure the NAM 3K verified with this, which is very surprising for especially tropical stuff.
Another
for
tornado warning for Georgia.
Oh
That
my
brings us up to
God.
eight tornado warnings.
God, bro.
And okay,
There's 1, 2, 3, 4,
this does
5, 6,
concern
7,
me.
8, 9.
So this does
9
concern
now?
me though.
All of these are about to expire.
So pretty much, hold on, let me make this a little bit bigger, just so I can see for the record. Okay,
I
so we have this whole
imagine
area right
at
here,
least
right?
one will get extended.
So it's
Yeah, I think
moving
one
this
of
way,
these-
right? You see how all these warnings move that way? Well, yeah, it's not looking pretty for me tonight. With being in the Atlanta area, so that is. I have to keep an eye out, and I will be up all night. So if anybody does need anything, feel free to let me know, and I'm more than happy to help.
How close is that Doppler radar to the center of the hurricane? Because I think it's about to get shredded by the winds. The Tallahassee Doppler radar. I think it's very close.
Ooh.
Oh no!
I
Don't tell me
know.
it's gonna happen to another Maria one, because the other the Doppler radar in Puerto Rico got shredded by Hurricane Maria in 2017.
I don't know, man.
I hope this doesn't do.
Tallahassee is to the northwest of that, and I believe Helene will probably make landfall just to the east of there and probably head due north.
I hope
So it might just stay to the east of the radar.
Let's take a look and see what we now have with IR. Oh wow! Oh my gosh, that has just undergone rapid intensification. From the last few scans, from this to this, warming very fast.
Ooh, we're just getting some new colors now. Let's see. 15 degrees. In a very tight area in the center of the storm there.
I need to save some of these satellites because I don't want to lose it.
I'm speechless right now. This is a storm I don't think I would have ever thought could have happened. I think it's been less than 10 hours from a Cat 2 to a Category 4, a high-end one, right?
Yeah, it's mid-range, but I should say high-end still.
I would say it's not out of the question that this could be at Laura's intensity from 2020 when it makes landfall.
Yeah.
Remembering what happened in Lake Charles when Laura came ashore.
I'm just curious to see what can we see with the with this now, because seeing Recon being able to get all of the data that they have been getting so far with these very high values of flight level winds, I'm wondering what we could see on this next pass, as it does look a little bit more organized than previously.
When are we going to get info on that?
We should be getting that here, I think, for the next iPass, maybe 15 to 20 minutes.
All right, so the Steinhatchee camera is down as well, so
Oh,
that's,
wow.
there's another one gone. So the only real viewpoint that we have at the moment that we can really look at, apart from the Tampa Bay bridges, is also the we got a view here from Clearwater, and you can see again the water really getting over that pier right now, and some substantial winds, but in general not a huge impact, at least at this very location, but we're seeing stuff going on all over the place, as we've noted so far. Well, there's that last recon pass that that Lenny is showing us. I've sort of lost my way with the recon now, where they're up to. So yeah, they're flying east. That's AF306.
There you go. There's that new one.
Yeah.
The winds have definitely started to pick up even on this more southeast side.
Yeah, they just got nearly 95 knots in those last few minutes.
Let's see what NOAA 2 has. Winds are actually starting to pick up on that northwest side now.
Yeah, NOAA 2, they're out west. I don't know what they're doing over there.
I think. Okay. They are. I believe they're heading home now because they have Air Force up in there, and it's about to make landfall soon. So.
Yeah, it may well be it now. The Air Force will be the last plane to leave.
And I would just like to thank NOAA and the Air Force for everything they have done, their hard work and dedication for this, because it is not easy. All those maintainers being up throughout the whole night maintaining these planes, making sure they're ready to go for these 9-10 hour flights to be able to get this vital information to hopefully save lives of people now.
Everyone's doing their best.
I just really hope everyone is, already, hunkered down, because these winds are just about to like destroy anything in their path.
Matthew Lloyd, appreciate your support once again. Thanks for joining us. The lightning is somehow getting even more rapid, question marks.
Yep, there's still lots of lightning on that side.
Nathan, do you mind if I send you a DM and you check that real quick?
We can try, yeah.
I just want to ask you about something real quick.
Another big jog to the northeast, so that I think just about puts Tallahassee out of the way of the worst of this storm. I think that will be just enough for it, but it is going to still push inland and over a lot of areas there with extremely powerful winds.
I don't think that trough is the main reason why it's pushing it in that direction, unless it's that high pressure. I'm trying to figure out what's the reason. Because the trough, I know the trough is still there, unless it's moving in this somewhat direction. Nathan, if you want to take a look.
Oh, let's have a look here.
Because I really don't know. I think it's like right here. It looks like the trough, and it ends here. Stops right there. Unless that low pressure system, it's moving a little bit to in that direction.
Yeah, possible.
That's why it's pushing. That's why it's pushing it. Something like that, and then it's gonna get stirred because you can see almost like a little spin in that area.
Yeah.
It's like going right in there. So pretty much the circulation could either go here. I'm saying probably there, or it can make that one more jog there. Either of those.
Nathan, do you mind checking what I sent you real quick?
I will try in just a second. Losing track of a lot of things here. Oh my goodness, we've got major power outage issues though. The update here now is that 631,000 are without power, including 204,000 in Pinellas County. That's about 2/5. Hernando County as well, 13,000 are out there. That's over a quarter. Levy County, 7,000 out. That's nearly a quarter. Franklin County now, 2,700 out. That's over 1/5. And Sarasota, 62,000 out of power there. That is getting towards, that is 1/5. Manatee
Wow,
County,
look at this.
40,000 out, and Hillsborough, 68,000. Pasco, 33,000. Citrus, 29,000. Dixie, 1,000. Loads of power outages everywhere here, all along the west coast of Florida. I can't look at your thing right now, whatever it is, because I'm trying to read what Lenny wrote to me.
Oh yeah, no, it's the camera. It's the camera that it's.
Oh, I heard you talk about that off air, Lenny. That's all right. I already caught that. Let's have a look at what we're looking at here. Then, what's this?
Oh, this is on in Cross City.
Cross City.
Just about south of Cary. Yeah, it looks like right here. You can see. Give it a second. It takes a bit to load. Come on. There it is.
Do you mind if I do you mind if I say that on stream?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, it's very unfortunate news, y'all. This is coming directly from the sheriff's office in Taylor County. And officials did say these exact words: if you or someone you know choose not to evacuate, please write your name, birthday, and important information on your arm or leg in a permanent marker so that you can be identified and family notified, officials said in a statement. This is due to the storm surge and them saying you practically cannot survive this whatsoever.
I mean, it's sort of a responsible thing to say when you've got something like this happening. They're saying it's unsurvivable.
They're just speaking the truth at this point, and like they just want people to know.
It's super very sad.
Yeah.
I've never in my life have I heard that from some sheriff's office.
If I may, real quick.
Never.
We think of storms in the past. I'm doing research on the Labor Day hurricane right now for an upcoming documentary, like the New England one that we did.
But I think this camera is down.
Maybe it can go in and out, but I recall in some parts there, extreme storm surge, where you only got like in some areas like 7 survivors, I think, out of about 30 or 50. And also in the New England hurricane as well, people who stayed behind did not survive. And that was a 16...
No, the camera's down.
And that was a 16-foot storm surge. So, yeah, it looks like a lot of those cams have gone down just now. We're really having a hard time of it, aren't we?
Yeah.
Nathan.
That's Chris standing.
Chris again.
Do what?
Oh no, it's Chris again. I just kind of wanted to speak on what that Florida sheriff said, if I could, real quick.
Sure.
So, kind of.
I think he was interrupted straight away. Goodness me, that was
Yeah,
Chris.
my brother. Give me a second.
Waited for his moment for ages there, and damn it. Well, we'll get.
We had
Chris
a Zeta
soon.
moment.
Is that what you call it? A Zeta
Pretty
moment.
much. Yeah.
Here's a viewpoint that we're looking at right now. This is Perry, I think. Is that Perry?
Oh, yeah, it's Perry. Yeah, that's the same camera I'm on as well.
So, yeah, it's wobbling a little bit there, but not as bad as that other camera that we were looking at.
Yeah.
This area is going to get whacked soon. Perry could get the eye of another hurricane tonight, and it's not too far away. We watched that radar imagery. When I keep looking up there, that's what I'm looking at, the radar.
This will be the
we have a
the
new
third
pass.
in 2 years, right?
We are getting a pass currently through the eye now, so we're about to get some new data.
Recon?
Yep, it does look like it's a little stronger on the
Oh, the
eastern
camera's
side,
back up.
in my opinion.
He's excited by cameras. Let's have a look.
Camera's back up.
Okay, there they are. They're heading in from the southeast. They're getting Category 3 force winds there.
So
Wait and see.
we're about to. I'm not sure where they are. Actually, we can check real quick. Here we go. If I could get my weather thing working on here, I could show y'all, but unfortunately, it does not want to work. But this is currently where they are. We saw about to right here. So once they're about right here, we should get some new information from them. So give them about 5 minutes. Actually, let's see what NOAA did. Yeah, they're heading back, but wow, that is definitely strengthening on that northwest side.
NOAA did do a few more drop zones. I don't know if we got them before. They got 95 knots at 953 millibars in the eye wall. And that was 122 knots at 934 millibars, which is only about 200 meters, maybe less. That would be
wow,
a gust.
Look at that. Holy.
Let's see. Wow.
Wow, still lots of lightning in that northwestern part or northern side.
This is just.
They did.
This is a
They did
storm I
another
don't
drop
think-
though. They got 108 knots at the surface, 955 millibars. 126 knots at 877. Well, we saw more impressive than that earlier. And the first one that they did, going in reverse order, 108 knots at 948 millibars, and that one yielded 145 knots at the 837 millibar level. That's quite high, 1,000 meters. Yeah, Chris, let's try you again, shall we?
Yeah, sorry about that. So, what I was saying was, now as some of the people who have just tuned to our stream for the first time may not know me, I come from a very long line of first responders in my family, and I lived through Sandy. I saw Sandy come through my state and saw the devastation and the casualties it brought. And Sandy was what? What category was it by the time it made landfall?
Category 2 or 1, but it was mostly
High end
posted
one, I
as
think.
extra tropical. But it did have the pressure of a category 3.
Yeah.
So when, most sheriffs would sugarcoat, would sugarcoat it. I, for one, am actually very, I approve of what the sheriff did because, if you stay behind, you're putting a lot of the people, who rescue you for a living in a very dangerous situation if they have to come and rescue during this storm. No, I can tell a lot of people from being around first responders, nobody is going to come out during a category 4 hurricane to save you in the storm. That's not happening.
Wait, just to add on, I'm sorry, really quick. But yeah, mostly a lot of, when a lot of major hurricanes that make landfall, first responders do make a statement saying that they will not deploy any of their officers or ambulance crew or firefighters inside of a hurricane while it's running. So you guys have to wait after the hurricane. That's why I mostly be hearing.
Yeah. And, listen, it sucks because, as a first responder, we want to help people.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we all want to
put yourself in danger.
Yeah, exactly. We have, we have lives and we have families too. And I'm gonna be as blunt as I can with this. If you're dumb enough to stay behind or go out in a category 4 storm, hate to say it, you kind of get what you get.
If I can add on a little
there were
to
people
that.
surfing next to Naples Pier 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, those people are special. Go ahead.
So, how long ago was 2019? 5-ish
Yeah, 5 long years now, yeah.
Yeah. So when Dorian was, forecasted to hit my city at that time, me and my parents were deciding to stay and ride out the storm. But once we heard it reached a category 5 with 160 miles per hour, my parents decided, okay, no, we gotta leave, because at that last minute decision, could have, saved us. But good thing, the track shifted. So there are some people that say, oh, they can ride out the storm because of the winds, but once they see a certain wind speed, they change their minds at the last minute, and it's too late because the storm is already coming on shore.
And I'll still remember, Dorian, when it lost its Cat 5 status, half of everyone tuned off. They switched off because apparently a Category 4 isn't any worry compared to a Category 5, even though it was still expected to hit Florida by that point, if I recall.
Yeah, it was a
Crazy stuff.
scary thing to
Um,
almost witness at that time.
if I can finish up with what I was wanting to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
If that's
My bad for interrupting.
Yes, Jose.
Well,
Naughty.
kind of gonna wrap it up with this. The task force from my state is going down to Florida to help out down there. And someone can correct me if I'm wrong. What's the pressure inside of the storm right now? If anybody has that information.
Somewhere around 940 now.
941 for now.
And what's that equivalent to in winds?
Well, I mean,
maybe
you should know about equivalence. I mean, Sandy was the same pressure
Well-
as this pretty much, and it's completely different.
I have breaking news. We have our first Hurricane Helene death.
I
Just
saw about
in.
that.
A sign
Yeah, I
hit a
saw
vehicle
about
on
that.
I-4 in Tampa, Florida, killing the driver.
Damn.
Wow.
Oh man, the
Already?
picture too.
No.
Big sign.
Wow.
But
That is
kind of wrap up what I was gonna say. But yeah, no. If you're going out and you're deciding to stay, I wholeheartedly, as a first responder, I agree with what that sheriff said. You might as well write your information on your name, because when a Cat 4 comes through, especially with the pressures that we're seeing and the winds that we're seeing. Now, I don't want to sound like I don't believe, but I don't think a lot of the post storm is going to be search and rescue. I think it's going to be a lot more of recovery.
May well be. I mean, depending exactly where, but obviously in the landfall zone, in the
Wow.
15 to 20
Look
foot
at
storm
that.
surge zone, it's pretty unsurvivable. Are we looking at the same one here, Jose?
Yeah, bro, the winds. I don't
We
exactly
saw some
know if
flashes there as well. They may have been power
Yeah,
flashes,
I
not sure.
know. Oh, there's a car. Is that a chaser or a? I feel like it's a chaser because most chasers come with trucks at that point. I've seen a lot. But
Oh, we're looking at something
it's so-
completely different here. I've just seen a different car go by. Lights flickering there.
I mean, you can see all that winds bursting out. It looks. I don't know if it's
Oh,
next
you're
to
over a minute
building.
behind me, actually.
Am I? Because this
Yeah.
is live.
I'm a whole minute ahead here. It says 21:35.
That's strange.
It
Probably
is.
mine's just. Yeah.
I think
But
you're closer as well.
Yeah, I can't tell if this is funneling between a building because of that. Oh, I saw the power flash.
Yeah, those power flashes. The light's been flickering a couple of times there as well. But
Oh,
clearly,
wow.
very inclement conditions. This is what, Cross City? Was that what it was
not
called?
Yeah, Cross City. My
So
bad.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
say right now, these tornado warnings, this favorable environment is nearing me. So I'm just gonna be keeping an eye out on it. If something happens, I'll let y'all know.
We were watching all them warnings. Where are they now?
So does look like Robins Air Force Base radar is down. So let's switch down to Charleston. We currently
Yeah.
have 4 warnings.
Better than 9, I guess.
and
But
This one is gonna get warned when it comes to shore, but we do have this. This was confirmed. This was confirmed by, if it wants to say. Okay, they actually did. They canceled this warning,
oh, okay.
so that just got canceled. So we're up to this. This is radar. Ooh, that's kind of odd. I'm gonna keep my eye on this one, but that does look like it could produce something. Same with this up here. So we have Effingham County, we have Lawrence County, and another one in Effingham County. So that's what we currently have for tornado warnings. We have this over here, which I'm not sure why the radar is not wanting to work today at the Air Force Base, but that makes it a little more difficult for us to see. But I'm concerned about these ones down here because these do look pretty significant, and I feel in my mind that one of these is about to drop and do somewhat significant damage.
Don't like the look of
I
it.
think I'm probably gonna head out. It was really nice attending to you guys' stream. I'm really
take
starting to
care.
lose my social battery and energy, so
Mm.
I think it's best that I head off for the night.
That's fair. We'll
Stay
see you
safe,
again.
everyone, and
Alright. Thanks.
listen
We'll
to any
see you again soon.
instructions.
Thank you.
Of course. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Some messages of support earlier as well, which I want to go through. Melissa ZC, thanks very much for your comment in Putnam County, Florida. Wind gusts, they're saying. And thank you. A Moment of Lovely as well has been in here periodically during our stream. Out for work, shooting an interview apparently. Sounds nice. Bye for now. And if you want to send us a message, you can start your message with Force 13 all in text to get our attention here. Any questions, burning questions that you've got for us? I know a couple of people were asking about whether it's got any time left to strengthen. Yeah, it certainly does. We think about Michael.
Lord.
That strengthened all the way up until landfall. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna jump in and say, look at this new recon data.
Oh, which recon is it from?
Wow.
So widespread
Force.
Cat 4 winds there, I think. Let me
It's
just
hard
get
to tell
the data.
in here. It's pretty hard to tell because it's overlapped. like the
130
recon.
knots there.
Wow.
I mean, they
quite
did
a
get
few.
higher.
They did get higher earlier, but quite a few 130 knot readouts. At 941.4 on that last barb, and that was still with a wind of 70 knots.
Not. This is a very strong storm right now.
So that pressure's
Yeah.
going to be lower again here. Well, no, actually, before it was 940 point something, wasn't it? So it could still be the same as that. But
I'm just waiting to see what's new and what comes out
Yeah.
as they
Oh,
go around there.
Nathan.
Yep.
So I was able to get somewhat of a call through to my childhood friend. Where he's at in Florida, he's like right in the path of Helene, and he's
no.
staying where he's at.
That's insane.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you know, my friend group, both of my friends have grown up in Florida. So he texted me he's like, dude, a Category 4 hurricane on this side of Florida is nothing.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna respond.
I just
Nothing as in nothing we've ever seen before.
I told him he's crazy.
Yeah, this is much stronger, much more powerful, much larger, much more destructive than Idalia.
Yeah.
It is probably more
oh.
destructive than Ian. It is probably more destructive, if it had made landfall further south, more destructive than Irma would have been.
So, what was this thing that I saw that they put out? How these storm was apparently supposed to trump like Idalia and another storm with like wind shear or something, or like so I saw something about that.
I didn't quite follow.
Can I get somebody to help me out with something?
What's up?
I don't know why, but my radar Omega just showed all the tropical warnings just go away. I just see a tornado watch, but nothing tropical whatsoever.
That's
Oh
strange.
wait, the same exact thing happened to me.
Must be a
The
glitch.
same exact thing happened to me. It's a glitch. Yeah, it's a glitch.
Possibility. A new tornado warning for South Carolina.
A new one? Dang.
Hmm.
Okay, I guess the rate on another camera in Perry has came down,
Oh, that's it.
but there's still one standing.
We're really running
Is
out of cameras.
somebody able to figure out what's going on? Because that's kind of concerning me that they just took all the tropical watches and warnings away.
No, it'll just be a harmless glitch.
Yeah, it's on this glitch.
Yeah.
Probably is a little bug giving a little nap. Oh, never mind. Camera's back up.
We're just gonna show us some more imagery here on this split screen.
Oh, there's a little open gap on radar, Nathan.
God damn!
Where?
Right here, and this right there. There's a little opening. Somewhat of a tiny one.
Your radar looks completely
So-
different to mine.
Nathan,
It's because I'm pulling out from the Tallahassee one.
See, I'm not sure if that's telling you the whole story. Anyway, who was that who wanted to speak?
it was Chris. I was on YouTube because I was looking stuff about Helene.
Hmm.
There were people boating in flooded streets before the hurricane made landfall.
Wow.
People are going to do what people are going to do, I guess.
Yeah.
Today on Florida man dies in a Category 4 hurricane.
Oh my gosh! I knew you were going to say that. No, I was about to make that comment.
But why the hell does the Tampa one show something different? I don't understand these Dopplers, to be honest.
Well, no, it's just that the far side of the storm is harder for the radar to detect because it's got all of the near side stuff to deal with. So it's better to get composite radar views when we're looking at this, like the one that we're showing currently.
Yeah.
Nonetheless,
yeah.
southeast does look a little flaky, but I don't think it's at least fully open.
Oh wow, that is some strong eye wall right there. Even though it's up in the air, I did clock in 140 in one of these eye wall. Oh. 140. Yeah, 140.
Well, we
But
sure
it's
are
double.
getting very close to landfall here now.
Just trying to figure out what is going on with Radar Omega. Because that is very interesting of what happened.
Oh, Stenchy Chi is about to get whipped right now.
Cyclonism says, what will be the implications of the storm in upstate South Carolina? They live in Florence and worried about potential tornadoes. Well, certainly that is a potential risk there. Anywhere on the eastern side of the storm could get a tornado. However, the whole of South Carolina is also under a tropical storm warning for the coming days. So you are expecting to see tropical storm conditions. Florence, can't remember exactly where that is now. Inland to the west, I think, but you'll be experiencing some it's near towards the northeast actually, but yeah, you'll be on the edge of those tropical storm force winds, probably up to 50 miles per hour at worst, so just ensure that you take your precautions on that one.
Lenny, the tropical warnings are back on Radar Omega. Oh wait, no, never mind. They're gone again. They were briefly back, but
what is
going on? It's a little bug, I think.
Yeah.
Wow, this camera is still holding on.
Here, let me go check with someone real quick. I'll be right back, y'all.
All right.
Oh, we're going to take a look and see if we can view another camera now. This is a little bit further south in Chiefland, and this is a live view right now. Again, another blustery picture.
Yeah, mostly all of these are becoming pixely.
Jose, if you want to full screen that one, we can have a proper look at it. And this one is Cross City.
Yeah, Cross City. Yeah, wow.
Not many places that will have cameras from this point forward. Certainly.
Yeah, I mean, we only have Perry 1.
We really only have the traffic cameras. There's not really much else at all. We did have still that view from Carabel that we were looking at earlier, but it's not looking at very much, and I think they'll end up missing the worst part of the storm, which is obviously good for them, of course. But looking at radar, it still has an enormous dome north side of it. Let me show you it here. I think if we can. Oh, there we are. Look at that, all of that red on that northern side of the storm.
I'm gonna switch into the Perry camera really quick, Nathan, alright?
Sure.
They're all calm right now because, yeah, the eye wall is still far out. but
Well, it's not.
very
It's still quite close.
yeah, it's getting close.
It's not there yet,
Very
but it's getting close.
Slammed, and I can tell you, look at the road lights. It's swaying. It's like I think you can make it out by the light. It's swaying, and you got buildings, you know, in areas. I think that's a house. Yeah, that's a house right there, and it's surrounded by trees. That's not good.
So
I just hope no one's in there because like there is lots of. Please don't tell me it's gonna go down. But either way, there has been lots of reports of deaths because of tree collapse on top of roofs.
These cameras will be fading in and out all evening here.
Yeah. I just gotta exit out to refresh it.
They will be all over the place. We're waiting for the next update from the National Hurricane Center, which is due in just less than 12 minutes.
Does that make a northern jog? Because it makes an eastern then a straight northern.
Okay.
Yes, it did.
On the last frames of satellite.
On radar, it did make a northeast jog, sorry, and back north again. Well, if it keeps going like that, the NHC forecast will be very close to being the correct one, although it looks like it will move still a little bit further east. What I am noticing is satellite imagery shows that the storm eye much further east than what radar is showing, which I suppose shows a little bit on the satellite appearance not being quite as good, because there is a big opening on the eastern side. Go ahead.
I do want to say, though, that there does look like the center did shift a little northwest.
Oh, no.
If you take a look at my screen, you can see the center is right here now, because you can tell by the barbs how it dispersed in every direction.
Oh, Lord, what happened there?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's nowhere near the eye. I mean,
938.4 extrapolated there. So that is a new low.
What was it, 938.4?
938.4, a new low for this storm.
I mean, it's still on the eye and radar, so.
I think it's rained or wind outside. I'm not sure. It's been gusty here a lot.
And I reckon in your place now things are going to improve shortly.
Yeah, the short tropical force wind should be lifting later tonight.
Well, I am gonna get hit by Category 2, and I'm in the middle of Georgia. That's just.
Bro, that car just went speeding. What the hell? I wish I was recording that and I would have sent it.
Is there any chance we got a drops on that 938.4 extra?
We're still waiting on it here. Nothing yet.
They should have shot a drops on out by now, because they got the center.
Yeah, look. I don't know, Nathan, if you're looking at my radar, but look at all this. Look how strong this
I am
part.
just impressed that this convection around the eye, like. I'm impressed with this.
The radar, though, is sensational. Extreme there on that northern side here.
I'm not sure which Doppler radar to choose perfectly for this, unless I choose this. And it shows something. Wow. Look
Well,
at
if you want to see the leading edge, that northern side, then you'll use Tallahassee.
Yeah, I mean, it's the main where it's gonna mostly go to, so that's why I'm gonna focus on this.
Savannah, Georgia, under
observed tornado.
Yes, Savannah, Georgia, under a tornado warning.
Oh boy.
So they just got an observed.
There is a tornado approaching Savannah.
Weather spotters just confirmed a tornado.
Water spout. Moving northwest at 50 miles per hour. Here it is. Nearly 200,000 in this tornado warning observed. In effect until 10:15.
Okay, I do want to say for everybody who is tuned in and watching, pretty much if you are having a glitch on Radar Omega with tropical warnings and watches not showing, that is happening to a lot of people right now. I believe it's because the servers are full right now and like really backed up because how many people are using Radar Omega. So if you are by any chance having that issue, don't be alarmed. It's happening to a lot of other people. You'll still be able to see tornado warnings and immediate warnings that are issued.
I think it's because of the hurricane. That's why everyone's so on eyes on this right now.
Yeah, even though the alright, I was about to say the tropical warnings came back, but they keep disappearing. I don't know what's going on.
Damn, we're all gonna crash the servers, alright?
Yeah.
I'm surprised the power lines are still holding on perfectly in what was his name? Cross City. I'm surprised they're still holding because the camera is still up.
I'm not sure how true this is, but somebody said 139.9 from 155 surface.
What?
What?
I didn't understand
I'm
that.
trying to figure out what that means. I want to say that it's 140 right now for the winds, right?
Yeah, it's going to stay that way.
So I feel like they're probably talking about that, but 155 is okay. Yeah, I'll just calm down with saying it's a Cat 5. It's not.
Who's saying that?
There's some people in chat.
Oh my gosh. It doesn't have to be a Cat 5 to be catastrophic.
Yeah.
I'm currently watching.
It's not going to become a Category 5. Look at it. Eastern side, there's a big gap.
Why is everybody saying 150 miles an hour? It is not.
No,
I am currently watching Reed Timmer's stream right now, and it looks like Connor and Team Dominator area in their area near Perry, Florida. They're reporting Perry is now without power. Looks like the eye wall is imminent in that area.
How the hell these cameras are still up?
Okay, and as I was saying about the Radar Omega thing, all warnings and everything is now back. So y'all should be all good.
The next thing
It's
you know,
gone
it goes
again.
off.
Don't make me jinx that.
It's gone again.
Well,
are you serious?
Whilst some of Perry may be without power, some of this camera is still running with power, and this is live. I've got a timestamp down there, 21:55. So that is still running at present. But things are going to get worse here pretty soon. You can see a vehicle going by. Doesn't look that bad at present, but getting a little bit windy. But it will get much worse in pretty short order. Next hour, most likely. We'll keep watching that webcam.
I would love to see a north to south pass through that area that looks like it has the strongest winds. I would love to see what they could get from that.
Okay, it looks like the windy just had somewhat of a little lag to it because of the lightning strikes. For a second, there was only like 3 or 2 lightning strikes, and all of a sudden, looks like 50 to 60 lightnings just came up.
Really insane looking at that convection on that western side. Eastern side is lacking though. Look at that.
In the last 20 minutes.
It's lagging, like you can tell. Like for a little bit, it was just showing like these, and then next thing, all this just popped up. I'm like,
y'all, we're starting to see some convection on that southern part of the eye wall. With lightning now appearing in it.
Yeah, there is some.
Let me see this.
Oh wow, okay, what the hell just
happened? Yeah, we are seeing that.
There's like tons on this part.
Oh my gosh. Look at Recon.
Here we go again. Let me take a look.
Wow, they've got some very strong winds on the north. Hasn't beaten anything that we've seen though. 125 knots. Actually got a double spike, but that's probably just because of the path they took. But yeah, right along the coast, they're getting very powerful winds. So major hurricane conditions should be reaching the coast within minutes. They didn't do any drop zones, at least not that we can see, with that last iPass, sadly.
Nathan, once land comes near, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close all these tabs and pull out only the cameras for we can keep it running.
All right.
Yeah, because
Sure.
I'm gonna, since, it's gonna be mostly near land. So I just want to keep the cameras up and going, but I will leave radar scope open to see the radar.
Latest eye temperature, let's have a look. It is now 3 degrees. So I actually think that this storm may have reached its peak.
Yeah, I'm starting to think too.
I think so too. I think it's at its peak, but that's probably just
It's
because
wind
it's
peak at any rate, but pressure peaks, that pressure still went down a little bit.
I've got some breaking news here.
Okay.
The National Weather Service in Jacksonville has issued an extreme wind warning for northwestern Suwannee County in northern Florida, northwestern Hamilton County in northern Florida until midnight.
So
at 9:55 p.m., a National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated extreme winds, once again associated with the eye wall of Hurricane Helene, moving onshore 22 miles southwest of Perry, moving north at 35. This is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation.
And I have breaking news. We may start to see some possible spin-ups through the outer edge of the eye wall. There are many areas that are indicating rotation, areas of rotation marked by mesoscale out or like indicators.
I was gonna start downloading some of these satellites.
Now we just gotta wait and see what spotters can see from the shore, and we'll go with
updates out 1:49:39.
Eye
Alright, so
wall of extremely dangerous Category 4 Helene beginning to move ashore along the Florida coast of the Big Bend. They're producing catastrophic winds that will be spreading onshore in the Florida Big Bend region during the next few hours. This is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation. Persons should not leave their shelters and remain in place through the passage of these life-threatening conditions. When the eye comes ashore, people are reminded not to venture out in the relative calm, as hazardous winds will increase very quickly when the eye passes, and it's the middle of the night, by the way. University of Florida Coastal Monitoring Program tower located on Cedar Key recently reported sustained wind of 59 and a wind gust of 78. A tide gauge at Clearwater Beach recently reported a water level of 6.18 feet above mean high water, and Cedar Key is reporting 5.76 feet at present. 140 miles per hour, 939 millibars at this latest NHC update. Pretty much what we were expecting.
Alright, so there is a CC drop on the tornado that is near Savannah, Georgia.
Damn.
So that came ashore. That is pretty strong. If y'all are in any of these warnings, that's for Chatham County, Beaufort County, and Jasper County, Georgia, down near Savannah. If you are anywhere in there, please take shelter. This thing is looking very gnarly. And there is your latest scan right there with a little bit of debris fallout.
Yeah, it's actually a water spout, confirmed water spout that's moving ashore in the Savannah metro area.
Yes.
This is going to include the following locations of Hilton Head Island in South Carolina, include also Bluffton, Tibby Island, Bellinger Hill area, Wilmington Island, Fort Pulaski National Monument, Hutchinson Island, downtown Savannah, Midtown Savannah, and Hunter Army Airfield, including I-16 between mile markers 165 and 168, and I-516 between mile markers 6 and 9. Again, if you are in Savannah right now, you need to take cover right now. Do not go out and attempt to see the tornado. These tornadoes can still do a considerable amount of damage, and can be very dangerous if you are not taking cover.
And the newest scan does have a debris ball on it, right over the area of rotation. So please really take shelter. This is, I cannot make myself any more clear. I hate to see people who think, oh, it's just a tornado, I can go out and spot it, and then they end up either getting injured or even possibly having to suffer death. So I don't want to see that happen from somebody being interested in this. So please take shelter if this is in your area.
We're going to go to a break shortly. Let's take a look at the power outages across Florida, though, on our segue here. This is from the power outage website, poweroutage.us. Take a look down at Collier County, 21, nearly 22,000 out there. Lee County, 37,000. Charlotte, 16,000. DeSoto, nearly 500. Sarasota, 62,000. That's 1/5. Manatee County, 40,000 out of power. Hillsborough, that's 75,000 power outages there. Pinellas County, 210,000 power outages. That's nearly 2/5. Pasco, 34,000. Hernando, 8,000. Citrus, 31,000. Look at Levy County, though. The highest percentage out of anywhere. About 60% out in that county. 15,000 power outages. Dixie, also at 50% there. 5,000 out of power. Lafayette, 1,200. Gilchrist, nearly 3,000. Taylor, where we might see the landfall here, 900. Jefferson, 27 only. Wakulla, 1,378. Leon, 4,738. Franklin, 2,841. So that's the latest right now with those power outages. They continue to rise, nearly at 700,000 across the state. We'll keep up to date with those tornadoes, as well as the ongoing storm surge, extreme wind warnings, and more coverage, including what we will probably see, the landfall in the next hour, ahead of the full advisory from the National Hurricane Center for all of the current storms. We'll have it all here in just a few moments. Our live coverage will continue in a moment.
You're watching Force 13's live streaming service.
Hurricane Helene is still an extremely powerful Category 4 hurricane, possibly still strengthening. Estimated central pressure is now 939 millibars, and the wind speed is still pegged at 140 miles per hour, 140. We are expecting landfall possibly this hour, and it sure looks like the landfall is going to occur along the Big Bend region of Florida, in Taylor County. And then it looks like it's going to roll right into Perry, or very close to Perry, to the west, and then continue in a sort of northerly fashion to places like Shady Grove, Greenville, Monticello, Madison. All these areas are under an extreme wind warning right now. Extremely dangerous. National Hurricane Center on their last update advises to take shelter and stay in shelter for the duration of the storm. Landfall is on its way, and it's going to be an extremely powerful one with an absolutely catastrophic storm surge for this whole region. We've already seen signs of it further south, as far south as Naples. Well, this is our 14th hour of coverage, actually. We've been here for a good while, and we'll be continuing to do what we have to do with this storm. My name's Nathan Foy in the studio, and we're joined by a collection of people right now. We have Lenny, Maury, Jose, Ethan, David, and Samuel. Hello once again to all of you coming up to this, what we think might be landfall hour, whether it's this hour, whether it might actually creep into the following hour. At the end of this hour, we will have the update from the National Hurricane Center about
Nathan,
everything.
The power just went out.
Okay.
Wow.
The power just went out. All the storms that are currently active. Okay, the power just went out in Perry.
I think this one is in Cross Key. That was a massive
Cross City?
explosion. Cross City. The power went out and the camera's still holding.
Do we want to show?
There was a super flash right in the back. Look, there's nothing right now. I'm surprised this camera is still even alive after that.
Do we want to show the surge that came in by the Lee County Sheriff's Office and
Yes,
Fort Myers?
we were going to show that earlier. Let's take a look. This was a video, sir, that was produced not long ago, I assume this evening. Do we know where?
This was Fort Myers Beach, Florida.
Fort Myers Beach, guys. This is way down where the surge wasn't going to be that bad in comparison to what we're getting.
Another power flash. More power flashes in Perry right now.
Wow. But this is Fort Myers, you know? Further north, it's going to be hell on earth.
Yes.
What is the time in Fort Myers?
We're just after 10 o'clock now, David.
It's 10
Yeah,
12
high
right now.
tide's about 20 minutes past 1, if I remember rightly. But the storm surge 1 to 3 feet above. So, looking at that video, it's not good. No wonder the police have had 20 units blocking various roads and.
Wow. There goes another one.
Yeah, tons of flashes there.
Yeah, I think it was just lightning.
Lightning.
Yeah, wow. I think that's a storm chaser right there. Yeah, that looks like.
I do want to point something out. So, I am not in any way trying to compare this to Katrina, but with Katrina, the storm surge map, we saw the 15 to 20 foot range, right? and
it
there
was more
are
than
like
that.
these swampy areas, pretty much, and around Cedar Key and there around Suwannee, and most beaches and places, they have these pumps that are able to pump out water so the surge doesn't rise. Well, that's not the case for this area. So you're going to have still water sitting there plus the surge. So
Oh, the
I
power just went
have
out
heard
there.
I have
Oh,
heard
oh,
from
here goes.
multiple
Wow,
Wow.
yeah.
that was
I've heard
Oh,
from
there goes the
multiple
camera.
people that we could possibly see something like Katrina with the surge and water levels.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
lost both cameras.
Yeah, that massive power flash there knocked out that camera.
Yeah.
Wait. I think it's. I gotta. I'm gonna refresh all of these.
Wait, we're
real quick.
we're
on,
about to be able
camera,
to call
please.
landfall. It's right there. It's right there.
It's getting close.
Come on, cameras, please stay with us.
Now, the satellite is slightly misleading. It looks closer on satellite than it is.
Oh, this one's still going. It's still going.
No, it's not. It's just reloading the bit before when the power went out.
Don't tell me it's gonna go out. It does that a lot, but it
Because
still
that
keeps
headlight
going.
appears and then the power went out. You remember?
Oh yeah, and I see what you mean. Okay. I just come on, cameras, stick with us.
When you look at this satellite, you know, it suggests that the storm is literally making landfall right now, but radar is not showing the same thing. We still have a little bit further than what the satellite is suggesting. Here's the radar.
I will look for any new news that I.
All right.
Okay, I just found some more.
I hope it's
really
on time or delay. Oh, and there was a new report right now. Really quick. I'm sorry, Lenny. This report just came out from Oh, it looks like a couple minutes behind from Stanchi tropical cyclone. There was a report of an 83-mile-per-hour gust at Mobile Western Stem Site.
Hmm.
All right.
That was like a, I think 5 to 3-ish minutes behind.
So okay, okay. I have news from Spectrum Bay News 9. Really bad flooding going on in Maduria Beach area. This is the lobby of the all-season resort. Stay safe out there. Courtesy of Randy Paradigm, right here. So as you can see, this is the inside of a resort already, and that's down in south. That's near Tampa. Water levels, this is unreal.
Oh wow, look at that.
Wow. That is.
Wow.
From
And
what it
that-
looks like,
Oh,
that's 5 feet.
That's the
I
same
think.
camera that I was looking at earlier, but I lost it.
I will
Was
try
it?
to figure out where this is.
That
So
was
it's
at
the
8 o'clock.
all-season. Oh,
This camera that we're looking at right now is just east of Cross City, not far away, and once again, this area being battered quite a bit here too. Cross City, well, this camera is sort of, well, it's actually near its closest point to the eye wall at the moment.
I have both the cameras back up.
You
even,
too?
so
Unbelievable.
both of them are back
and
up. I'm gonna be a minute behind.
okay. Wow, there was a possible transformer explosion in St. Petersburg, Florida. If y'all want to take a look at that.
Oh gee.
Oh wow.
All right, then let's have a look.
The clouds are very, very low. This was earlier,
Oh yeah.
and power goes out. So this was St. Petersburg, Florida, just about an hour ago.
Wow.
And that's why we're seeing so many. That's Pinellas County, isn't it? We've got so many power outages there. 200,000.
And another reason of that is the flooding
there's a
in Pinellas
car.
County. Right when you brought that up, I got something by the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office.
You're on a
saying
roll.
Water is going over the wall now.
Oh, now look at that. That was obviously before dark as well.
What is this car doing reversing back onto the intersection?
Which
I'm
one?
not sure
It's on
why.
this
On the
camera here.
right.
Yeah, on the right.
It's
I
a
know
bit
I have,
cut
like,
off
my
for us on our screen.
Oh, it is? Okay, let me just pull it up. Is that good enough?
Yeah, there's some fellow
Wow.
going about there. I mean, there's no one else on the road, to be fair.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I think we're actually seeing something going on in on this other camera that we're looking at. Just a sec. I'm just seeing loads of water moving across the bottom of the picture there. I think that might just be sheets of rain, but for a second it looked like it was storm surge, but this is quite far away from the coast. So I think it's just lots of rain blowing along the intersection here.
What was gonna? No, I don't think I'll be able to pull up more cameras because it won't fit in my screen.
Yeah, 3's enough, I think.
Now we're gonna push it to its limits.
wow. Okay, I have some sad news. So
Oh,
we
no.
got 2 more deaths in Charlotte, North Carolina from
Oh,
this.
jeez.
A vehicle crashed on wet roads caused by Helene. One person was 58 years old in that car, and the other was a 4-year-old in the car.
You're fucking with me, right?
No.
So, obviously,
Here, I'll
we
send
get
it.
lots of vehicle collisions and accidents during these storms, even in the, and especially actually in the outer bands.
Is this a high range Cat 4?
Oh, it's a tough one. It's middle of the road right now, I think, unless we get some new recon data. They are in the eye. They actually got 937.7 extrapolated. I'm just seeing if we've got any sonde data. There was a drop sonde, 942 millibars at 27 knots. So that's probably 940. There's a drop in the northeast eye wall. It got 67 knots at 956 millibars. Nothing special with that particular sonde. They've not been actually in the eye wall for a little while. Northern side actually not as strong. They're only getting about 100 to 105 knots in that northern eye wall. Which is surprising, actually, when you look at that radar imagery of just how ferocious it really looks there.
The wind factor is going to be extremely critical for several hours, even. Just
no doubt.
I'm finding more cameras.
So I do have some video from the hurricane hunters flying into Helene this morning.
Oh, they're the same cameras. Never mind.
I'm just playing the video. This is courtesy of NOAA Operations Center.
Nice.
I'll just let it play. It's from the cockpit of the P-3 Orion, or also known as NOAA 42, that you see a lot. So
yeah, you know, I never tire of seeing these recon videos.
Yes.
And you can see the white caps down below on there.
Plenty of them, yeah.
The waves. And then this shows you the turbulence that they can experience.
Absolutely.
It's a very amazing and fun job. I can tell you that, as someone who is probably one of the biggest aviation people there are. I promise you,
Ethan is in the room.
Coasters, you would love this. It is something for you. But I think this is when they broke into the eye, I believe.
Oh, is that what's about to happen?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure this was. Yep, this was it. Yeah. You could, yeah. You can pretty much see the eye to their right there, from when they were in it earlier. And when they described it as ragged, you could see it on that right in front of them. Actually, it was right here. This part was open. So
yeah, we were looking at that just then. So a view there from Recon this morning. If you've just joined us, this is Hurricane Helene. It is about to make landfall. It is a Category 4, 140 mile per hour winds, 941 millibars. Probably a bit lower than that now. They just got extrapolated 937.7, I think it was. Once again, looking at satellite imagery, it actually looks like the storm is falling apart a little bit on satellite, especially on that eastern side. It looks like it's literally about to make landfall on satellite. Radar has it a little bit further to go, and it is still moving pretty much due north there, if not just a very slight easterly motion. And I would estimate here from this point that we're probably going to look at a landfall location. It's probably going to be, well, it's all very, no one lives in this area really. The actual place where the eye's going to hit, yeah?
So when we saw that huge power flashes from both of those cameras, there was a report at that exact time the power flashes went out, and there was a wind damage report of a 3-inch let me pull this better, 3-inch tree limbs broken, power poles broken. That was in almost the exact same spot where we saw that huge power flash on those cameras.
At this time, it looks like the landfall will be near the mouth of the Econfina River. That's the latest info here. Hardly anyone lives there. That's good news, at least where the eye is headed. Wilderness area, wildlife areas all around here. The closest significant area is Perry. So we'll be looking at Perry there for some of the worst conditions from this storm.
And Hampton Springs around. It's going to be moving along US 9. It's going to be moving across US 98.
So we did get. I don't know if we showed this, but the Weather Prediction Center just a couple hours ago posted a new outlook, and
they've connected it.
Wow. You have a high risk of flash flooding all the way from Tallahassee up to Atlanta and all the way up into the Appalachian Mountains.
Huge amounts of rain there.
And we did hear for Asheville, North Carolina, which is up in this area, they are expected to have pretty much the record they've seen. The last time they saw something like this was 1916.
Yeah.
So this is gonna create history here, and I can assure you of that.
Intriguingly, looking at some of the models, the rain estimates have actually gone down, but we are looking in parts of the Appalachians there north of 10 inches, and some areas could get close to 18. I think also the rain expectations have increased a little bit on the western flank there when the storm does that big turn. You can see it all marked in the yellow slight risk right there. I think we're looking at widespread amounts of 4 inches plus in all of that zone. I'd also like to point out the GFS model is forecasting another hurricane to hit Florida on October the 6th. So that's not very far away.
That's the one behind it. Yeah, the models were showing that.
And that's probably a strong Category 2 for Fort Myers. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Don't tell me it's going to be another repeat. Oh my gosh.
Yep, that's what they're giving that 20% chance to in the long range.
Because it's starting to give me a flashback of 2022, how we had Hurricane Ian. I lost days of school. Then a few months later, Hurricane Nicole came in. It's like almost like a back-to-back another hit. And speaking of back-to-back, the winds are starting to pick up in Perry.
Pressure is dropping so, like, my ears are starting to pop a little bit. The pressure is definitely dropping.
Ouch. I can tell that's uncomfortable. I mean, I did feel that with
I'm used to it, though. I'm, like, I fly planes and stuff, so, I mean, it's nothing big for me.
Oh, the power flashes.
More power flashes.
Down to I'm down to 2.9 or 5.8. That is low.
I don't know if you caught on to it. I don't know if you got caught onto it, Nathan, for a split second, but there was a blue flash, and there's a car,
Hmm.
and it's just going off. I'm
Okay,
surprised
and
these
I
cameras
would like to
are holding.
say, y'all, please do not listen to these people who are saying, "Oh, it's 151 miles an hour. Landfall's in the next few minutes." Please don't listen to them because some people just like to say stuff to get you to think whatever. Don't listen to
Recon
that.
now moving again. They just went through the southeastern side. They got about 100 and close to 130 knot flight level winds once again. So I think this storm is pretty much holding steady. Of course, the pressure 937.2 is the extrapolated minimum that we just got. So certainly indicating here that the pressure is still falling, but I've not seen any further increase in winds. So I think we're going to be looking at a landfall intensity here of 140 miles per hour and trying to figure this one out actually, probably still 940 based on the drop sond earlier. I'm not sure. They might go a bit lower. Well, they already went 939, didn't they?
I think so. I haven't heard.
Yeah, they
been
did.
listening to pressure.
So they'll probably follow that a little bit more. So I reckon 938 might be what they go for. We'll see. But landfall coming up pretty soon. It is starting to make that final push now. It is still having a very slight easterly movement along that full north movement. And the edge of the eye is now about to reach the coast. And that is the Big Bend sort of wilderness area there.
Is that the same thing where all the models were showing specifically landfall? Because it's been changing a lot. Then some
It's
of the
all
models
been
kept
in this
saying-
kind of area, yeah.
Okay, yeah, cameras are starting to spin out. Yep, there goes the cameras.
You've lost the cameras?
This camera went out. I'm not sure about the other ones.
Yeah, this really is the end game then. The landfall
go.
coming up very soon.
The eye, part of the eye is now onshore, but we don't have full landfall yet. Give or take the next 30 minutes to an hour, I would suggest is when we should see landfall.
Yeah, it might take a little while. Certainly on radar, it doesn't look like the eye is onshore
There we go.
anywhere yet, but satellite was showing sort of like preempting it a little bit, which is interesting. We're just loading up some new satellite loops right now for us to look at. Here they are. So certainly on satellite it would indicate that sort of part of the eye is over land, but on radar it didn't really show that. Either way, it's close to each other, and we are going to get a full landfall here soon. This radar loop is 2 hours long. If you see how much progress it made in 2 hours, I would estimate we'll get landfall in about half an hour. Of course, at the top of the hour, we will be getting new updates, not only on Helene, but on Isaac and on John. If you're not familiar with those names, those are the other storms that are currently active. You can see them here. Isaac is off towards the east-northeast. Helene there, of course. And disturbance 98L, 90% chance of development. Will they pull the trigger this time around? Might they call it a TD or TS at this advisory? For John, there it is, 75 miles per hour. We'll get full advisories from all of these three systems, and maybe a fourth if they pull the trigger within the next half hour.
And Nathan, we've got a tornado warning up in Virginia for the Rocky Mount, Henry Fork and Boone's Mill until 11 p.m.
Wow.
That is for
And that is
Franklin
really
County.
north.
Let's have a look at it.
Oh, wow.
24,000, nearly 25,000.
Oh, that's a different warning. That's one in South Carolina right now, continuing for Hardyville until 11 p.m.
One north.
But yeah, one was issued in Franklin County, Central Virginia. radar indicated. Only 2 tornado warnings still
there's
active.
a CC with that. There's a CC drop with that.
Uh-oh, we better go and look. Lenny?
So,
Okay, Perry
okay,
just lost power.
So
Again?
this is for Franklin County,
Yeah.
Virginia, right now. The warning is radar indicated, but there is a CC
Another
drop, as
one.
you can see, right here in the middle of the screen on the bottom right. I believe that's
Massive
covered by the
flashbang
radar
going
on the
on.
bottom right, so
Oh,
I'll move it so
dang
y'all can
it.
That
see.
might be approaching Rocky Mount.
Right here, this thing right here that y'all see, it's a different color. That is a CC drop, and that does correlate to right here with the rotation. So that tells us there's debris in the air and something is ongoing. So we should see this be upgraded to a purple warning, which means it has been radar observed, or not radar indicated, but radar confirmed.
Radar confirmed.
So, yeah, it took me a minute. But yeah, so we should see that here very shortly. We just got a new tornado warning in Georgia for Chatham County and Effingham County.
Oh.
Gonna load into
I would
this
imagine
one.
that's the one north of Savannah.
Yes.
More power flashes.
There's another one west of Savannah as well.
Just give that a second to load. It's
I think I'm recording this.
all of the people using these radars. It's slowing everything down so much right now. Wow. Oh Lord. Oh God. That is a massive hook. So I would not be surprised to see a significant tornado with this. Oh wow. It's contaminated and there is side lobe, meaning that there is like some clutter in here, so it's hard to tell exactly what's going on. But I personally think there is something on the ground with this. It's just hard to see because all the side lobe and clear contamination on correlation coefficient. So treat this as there is something on the ground. Get your safe spot if you are in Chatham County and Effingham County.
Especially if you are in Bloomingdale and Pooler, west of Savannah, and Harleyville, north of Savannah. You got two couplets that could easily produce a spin-up tornado at any point, possibly significant. We'll wait to see if any debris ball shows up on either of these. But if you are in Pooler, Bloomingdale, or Harleyville right now, you need to be getting to your tornado safe place. That's the lowest level, an interior room. Away from windows.
We're now looking at a satellite image of John. It has weakened to a tropical storm now, 70 miles per hour, 984 millibars, expecting further weakening, moving inland shortly. It looks appalling on satellite imagery. That's the full advisory now out for what is now Tropical Storm John. They have changed the hurricane warning from Zihuatanejo to Punta Santelmo down to a tropical storm warning, and the hurricane watch from Punta Santelmo to Manzanillo has been discontinued. So it's just a tropical storm warning from Punta Maldonado to Manzanillo in Mexico. That is Tropical Storm John. You probably won't see him again. That was just a quick mention of him there.
Oh, lights are back on. Power is back on for Perry.
Perry still wrestling with power outages there.
This one right here lost power and it was on night vision mode, but it looks like the power just got kicked back up.
Probably best if you full screen them one at a time whenever something interesting is happening.
Is Crossair out of the strongest part? I think they are already. Cross City. I think they're out of the. Oh, there goes another power flash across the city.
Oh, okay. It does look like we have a decent-sized debris ball now with this tornado that's up in Virginia.
Oh dear.
It's kind of hard to tell exactly, but there's some fallout with this over here. There's some fallout, but at the same time, on that most recent scan right here, there definitely was a little bit of a debris ball right there. You can see it. So I'm not sure if it's fallout or if it's still on the ground or not, but this is headed straight for Rocky Mount. If you're in Rocky Mount, please get to your safe spot. This could be a potential tornado on the ground heading for y'all.
Sammy says, is the eye clear or is it rainy and windy in the eye? It's hard to tell. Recon suggests that perhaps only a small area of the eye is clear, and a lot of it is wet and windy now.
Oh, more power flashes.
But
Wow, that was
National
really
Weather Service, Charleston, tornado warning for Effingham County in southeastern Georgia, Hampton County,
oh dear.
Jasper County.
Wow.
Severe thunderstorm capable of producing tornado located near Tillman, moving north at 45 miles per hour, radar indicated. And Chatham County in southeastern Georgia, that's the same, updated one, the first one.
I'm currently watching Reed Timmer's stream right now, and he is reporting that he is now in the eye wall near Perry.
There's that new tornado warning for Furman, Clio, and Tillman till 11:15.
And Helene is definitely going into the historic weather books. Apparently a house has been submerged. I think St. Pete, P-E-T-E. I'm not sure whether that's Florida.
Yep.
It's not even high tide yet, and that's a good thing.
Isaac has been increased to 65 miles per hour at the update, and they're expecting a hurricane within the next 12 hours now, and a peak of 80 miles per hour. It will then turn post-tropical on Tuesday. That's the new update on Isaac, and we are waiting for the updated numbers for Helene right now. This is live. We're building up to this big landfall, which is hurtling towards, the storm is hurtling towards the coast of Florida, the Big Bend region. If it's any consolation, the eye is going to make landfall what looks like in a very sparse area.
More power flashes.
But Perry is on the edge of there. They will get the eye wall by the looks of things, so they could get, and it's the eastern eye wall, so you could see wind speeds of up to 140 miles per hour in Perry.
Still holding.
Which is what
I have some pretty cool footage from the International Space Station earlier today.
The space station. What did it see?
So they flew over Hurricane Helene at 2:25 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time today. It approached the Gulf Coast of Florida, packing winds in excess of 120 miles an hour. And this is some footage from when they were flying over it earlier today.
Is that a car or is it actual power flash? I can't
tell
if that's a car.
We always used to capture these ISS passes live quite a few times in the olden days. So there it is.
Just finding the right link for the station.
That's a really pretty storm.
Oh, she's pretty alright. Not in the good way.
Wow. It's just so relaxing to see like the tops of all these hurricanes, but then when you realize the inside of it and all that, it's a whole nother level.
I'm surprised these cameras are still holding up, Nathan.
Well, they are getting slammed.
Yeah.
In fact, Perry's entering the reds now on this radar.
Oh, there goes two power flashes.
And goodness knows what the winds are going to be there shortly.
Yeah. Because this camera, this one right here on the top left, has lost all power. Looks like it went to night vision mode, but this one on the other hand is still holding on power.
So 6 foot of storm surge in Cedar Key.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
I'm just watching.
Could have been higher, to be fair.
And as I said, not even high tide yet, but it's graphic.
And we may be seeing more of that to come this evening.
Landfall's almost there.
We're not far off.
Yeah. Now the wind speeds are increasing in Perry. I think I saw another power flash.
So, Helene's official landfall within the hour?
Yeah, looks like. Here's a viewpoint from St. Pete right now, the area around there, and you can clearly see that water flooding across the road. Well, there's that storm surge we've been talking about.
Wow. Multiple power flashes in Cross City right now.
Let me turn my camera off here so you can see more of it.
I do have a video of what the eye looked like on the 25th, which is yesterday. So when they kept saying it was open, you are able to see what that looked like from here.
And that's what Recon saw.
So this is what they got yesterday as open, and I believe it was open on the side over here. So if we go back right here, this area is open. That's why they said it was open about northeast to southwest this way.
Landfall getting very close at hand, but it's still going to be in the next hour by the looks of things, as in it'll be after 11. We've been moving slowly and slowly towards this period of time, haven't we? So we're just waiting for the next update from the Hurricane Center, which will be out fairly soon, and it will have the latest information for us.
Also, power's out in Perry.
As I expected.
And I'm just viewing another stream.
Wow. 2 power flashes.
So
just
complete
off.
darkness.
3.
So that camera that we were looking at there was somewhere near Terra Verde.
Alright, I do have a clip from Ryan Scholl. I don't know if we're allowed to show this or not, because he is a chaser.
What is it?
But it's a clip of him. Hunter Hurley posted this clip, but he said, dude just did a spin move and noped out of there. He was walking towards a light and a massive power flash, and he turned right around and walked right back. I'll be posting it in the North Atlantic channel of the main server if anybody's in there.
Yeah, you can join the conversation on our Discord server, discord.gg/Force13.
No. Both cameras just went out. They're loading.
The amount of panic attacks that Jose has had over these cameras, man.
We need these cameras.
You do?
Yeah, I cannot live without these cameras. I'm gonna just give it like a few minutes to refresh and I'll start again.
Let's take a look at the latest on one of the Tampa Bay bridges. You can't see very much because it's the middle of the night and there's no lighting here, I don't think. But again, you can still see those waves crashing onto the road. So again, no surprise that this bridge was closed.
Alright, yeah, the cameras are back up now.
So, I will be posting something just for reference in here. I don't know if we want to show it or not, but I'll post it in the work discussion. I'm sure y'all have seen that before, but the damage from Hurricane Michael in Mexico Beach, it was leveled. That area was just completely leveled. All houses were slabbed, wiped away. And it was 19 feet of surge. We're looking at 20 feet. That's one more foot than what they had. So that's no wonder why they're saying it's unsurvivable.
Oh no.
There it is.
We lost the camera probably.
Wow.
No.
So this is what I am expecting Helene to. That's what it was. That's what I think we might see.
There's the new cone on John, for those who are wondering. And you can see it barely moves over land now on that forecast. We'll see what happens if that turns out to be the case.
Visibility is dropping in Perry right now. I can't
Is
even
it
see the
rapid?
trees in the distance. It's dropping really fast. I'm trying to refresh this camera as possible.
We're now up to 830,000 people without power in Florida.
Oh no, yeah, this camera's down, I think.
Very high numbers.
So I'm gonna step away just for a minute to make sure I got everything ready because I'm expecting some severe power outages and possible severe damage here.
Well,
so
that's it. It's coming for you next.
Oh, there goes the power. Wow, the winds on that thing.
Can you
I'm
full
about to close
screen the
one.
top
Yeah,
left?
I'm about to. If this doesn't turn on, okay, you know what? Fuck it.
Colorful language. There it is.
I know, my bad. I apologize.
So the power's looks like it's out, partially at least, and visibility is way down as the storm rushes in here.
So I would like to just say something. This has been posted by the U.S. Coast Guard. U.S. Coast Guard Air Station Clearwater saved a man yesterday and his dog on Thursday during Hurricane Helene after his 36-foot sailboat became disabled and started taking on water approximately 25 miles off Sanibel Island. Call the U.S. Coast Guard for help on VHF Channel 16 or dial 911 for storm distress. They are here to help you, so do not be afraid to call them if you are in danger and need help.
So there you go. Another rescue.
Oh, there goes another. There goes another power flash. This camera is the only one standing.
This is Perry, is it?
Yeah, it's Perry. Just north a little bit. I think one road down.
I am hearing that Connor Koff is in the eye wall. I'm gonna check up on this and see what he's doing.
It's tough to get a view of how strong those winds are there, though. Those trees don't seem to be moving all that much in the background.
I can try to. I'm making out a little bit of it, but it's just so pixely. I mean, yeah, because it's night vision mode, but you know.
Yeah, we don't expect miracles. So there we are. That's the viewpoint. Very close to the middle of the storm now. The edge of the eye is just about to move on shore from radar.
Multiple power flashes. I don't even know how.
Big, massive power flashes on Connor Koff's stream. Holy! I don't know if we're allowed to show it or not, but
I don't know, man.
I don't think so. I'll have to talk to him about it.
Wait, is he in Perry?
Yes.
Oh, because there was 2 strong power flashes right when you said power flashes on his side.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what I just saw.
Are you able
Another
to
one.
here Jose, look at my screen real quick. You able to see this?
Give me a second.
Alright.
Pew 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 pew.
Watch this.
Alright. Oh yeah, that was
wait for it. Look at this. Here comes the good one.
Wow.
Anyway, back over here, we're still waiting for the update on Helene from the National Hurricane Center, the forecast advisory, and their updates. We'll get it fairly soon.
I have a question.
Big question will be, what strength will it be? Yep.
I need who has the cone up currently and who has what path it's going to take.
Yeah, we can show the cone here.
I need to see when the eye is going to be over Monticello, Florida. If someone can get me that information.
It's probably going to be within 2 hours.
Okay.
If it passes over. Closest pass within 2 hours.
My friend's mom messaged me and said that's where he's at, so I'm just trying to figure out when the eye is going to be there and what the conditions there are like right now.
Yeah, 5 tornado warnings current, Nathan.
Oh, another 5 tornado warnings.
Oh
The
my lord.
latest is
So these
Marlow,
is-
South Carolina. The radar indicated Marlow. Allendale County, southeastern South Carolina, 7 miles south of Appleton, moving northwest 50 miles per hour, radar indicated, and the city of Roanoke, or Roanoke in west central Virginia, north central Franklin County in west central Virginia. Near Worst, W-I-R-T-Z, or near Rocky Mount.
So
It's all coming in from the southeast, so it must be the Helene's, outer bands?
yes. I would like to say, I'm not sure if you're able to see my screen right now, but holy, this is about to be a very significant tornado if this can wrap up.
Blimey, what's that?
This is just northwest of Hilton Head Island. This is near Garnett, South Carolina, and Pineland, South Carolina. This is a massive area of rotation. If this can end up creating
I've got to break in.
this will be significant.
National Weather Service Jacksonville has lost power to 2 of its radars.
Really?
Oh no.
National Weather Service Jacksonville, KJAX and KVAX. Lost power.
Okay, so that's okay. So
not good.
I do think that there actually could have been a tornado. So that tornado that was up there that did have a CC drop is near their radar. It's quite interesting.
And
I'll look into
that's
that.
9 minutes ago.
Yep.
Sorry, and National Weather Service New Orleans is taking over the coverage.
Gosh. Certainly trouble.
I don't even know how these semis are going to stand this wind.
Semis?
Yeah, look at this.
There's a truck out there?
Y'all, this is not good. This just poked around. There's no inflow notch, and this is about to drop a significant tornado.
Oh no.
A massive one. Oh lord.
Oh no, there it is. Look at all these semis.
Oh, I see. A rest area on Interstate 10.
Yeah. And I think the center is going to come over that area.
It's going to go over some part of I-10, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't even know these semis are going to...
Oh, CC drop. Massive tornado. Massive
Where?
tornado on the ground.
Which tornado is it? Is it the Virginia one?
No, this is South Carolina.
Okay. Oh, wow.
So that's looking interesting there.
I pray that these people have taken shelter because this does look very significant. Wow. Okay, so that is a significant CC drop. It is even showing up on reflectivity. That's how strong this is.
Oh, I see it. Oh, wow. It took me a while to find it. I found it.
Okay. So, this... I'm just praying that this inflow can kill itself, because if that inflow can kill itself and cut it off, it'll become outflow dominant and should lift that tornado that's on the ground. But if it can keep that inflow, which I personally think it can, due to the northwesterly curvature that the Hurricane Helene has with those outer bands, it can keep that inflow and strengthen. So
looks like Recon are done for good. No surprise really. Landfall is currently occurring. We'll be stopping for a break in just a second, but we need the advisory. It is out now. They are going with 140 miles per hour and a pressure of 938 millibars still. And then they expect, obviously, rapid weakening. Hurricane Helene very close to making landfall in the Florida Big Bend, accompanied by a catastrophic storm surge and life-threatening winds. 140 miles per hour, pressure 938 millibars, no changes in the warnings. Still talking about 15 to 20 feet of storm surge, and in terms of rainfall, 6 to 12 inches with isolated totals around 20 in the southeastern US into the southern Appalachians. Catastrophic and potentially life-threatening flash and urban flooding, along with significant river flooding. Jose is still counting power flashes there as well, by the sounds of things.
Well, Perry's getting slammed right now. And I think I lost count how much. I think I counted like over like 6, 7, 10-ish power flashes I counted today.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, I hate to say this, but I think we could see at least a whole week without power in these areas.
Wow.
So, it genuinely would not be surprising.
Oh yeah, it looks like the area where all the semi trucks normally park in. It looks like there's some flat lights flickering.
Well, this is the camera, a close-up of the camera at Perry. And again, you can see the light pole and the traffic light wobbling around. It's the only thing you really can see. There's a big light in the distance. It must be a car about to arrive. Drive through.
It passed by me.
Oh, there it goes. Gosh, those are bright headlights for just one car. So the update there, Helene, 140 miles per hour, landfall coming up very shortly, within the next hour. Pretty certain that's going to happen. Indeed, it's already beginning. And it really is showing signs of falling apart now, the storm actually, on satellite and on radar. A few little areas there are starting to fall away. Western side is starting to break up a bit. But no doubt, we're still going to see extremely powerful winds here at landfall, along with that extremely dangerous storm surge. It's already caused some probably river rescues, street rescues.
We should see landfall here in the next 2 to 3 minutes.
We're not. On satellite, it might look like that, but on radar, it is still.
My radar just updated.
My radar's still showing 12 miles to go.
No, mine looks very close.
Yeah. What radar
it
are you
does.
using?
Yours does look very close.
Yeah, looks like right here. I can put.
Yeah.
Interesting. Alright, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll be back in just a few minutes, and we might be declaring landfall based on what I'm seeing on your other guys' screens. Stay tuned. We'll have more coverage on this storm as it continues into the night. Extremely powerful Category 4. Can't be stated enough how dangerous this storm is. This area hasn't seen anything like it. Back shortly.
Live coverage will continue in a moment. You're watching Force 13's live streaming service.
Hurricane Helene is making landfall along the coast of Florida near Perry. And it looks like it's sliding a little bit further northeasterly as well, which means that Perry will get the full blast of the eye here. Landfall expected anytime now. If I was to take a guess, I would put the absolute center of the eye. Let me get the right button. I think it's this one. Yeah. Probably in this little thing here. And that means, I don't know why it says 7 miles when I've done 0, but that's about 0.2 miles from landfall. I think it's safe to say, given that this radar is probably at least a couple of minutes old, that landfall has probably occurred.
See to declare it.
Yep, Hurricane Helene, 140 miles per hour, pressure estimate 938 now, I think it was. Upper 930s nonetheless, and an incredible storm this has turned out to be in all the wrong places. The Doomcaster models were all correct, and everyone had a field day with that. Unfortunately, it's bad news for all the people in these communities around these areas where we were going to get real world impacts. It's a tremendous impact that this storm is going to be causing. It does look like it's starting to unravel on this radar imagery, but it absolutely is too little too late. This is an extremely powerful Category 4 landfall with an enormous storm surge of up to 20 feet. It's owing to how late it is, it's probably going to be our last hour on the air, but we are watching this storm about to move inland as an extremely powerful Category 4. Let's go to Jose, who's showing us the latest view from Perry right now.
There was, I'm gonna say right now, there was like exactly like 6 power flashes in the exact same spot, and there was one behind this camera.
So, are we personally declaring landfall now, or would you say give it a couple minutes until we...
Yes, I think we are. And that would be 140 miles an hour, 938 millibars. Incredible intensity.
I wonder what track they're going to have on it, because this is definitely more eastward than they thought.
It is.
Oh, there goes the camera. It just died.
New extreme wind warning in Georgia now.
Oh, here we go.
This is the first one ever for Georgia.
Wow,
In
really?
history, recorded history.
For Lowndes, Thomas, and Brooks County until 2 a.m.
Wait, Brooks?
Yes, Brooks County.
Let's go. Camera still back up.
Okay.
Breaking news. I say Hurricane Helene has just made landfall.
Yeah. That's what it says on our little bar there, that's right.
Yeah, Helene just made landfall.
So I'm sure we'll get some confirmation from National Hurricane Center soon, but we are calling landfall at this point. Landfall occurring at 5 minutes past, and the location of the landfall is quite difficult to actually pin down, but it looks...
I'd say Deckle Beach.
Where is that?
If you look at my screen, you can see it right here. I would say that is Deckle Beach. They made landfall. Right there.
I'm looking at a map and I can't even see that place. Where is that?
South
Oh, there it is.
National.
Does anyone live there?
It's a little bit populated. Yeah, there's some houses. That are right here. Right here, there's some houses.
Oh man, where are you? I'm at a loss here. Can you give me a grid reference?
I mean, if you type Deckle Beach, Florida in, that should come up.
Deckle Beach.
It's D-E-K-L-E Beach.
Oh, down there. Oh, that's interesting. See,
The,
on my
national-
view, it looks like landfall's further up than that.
Like,
Near, is it
you see what I'm
Ezel?
seeing
There's
now?
Ezel Airport near it. Yeah, I'm seeing it. I think it's slightly further north, only by a few miles.
So that's Tallahassee's radar. And that's the closest one.
Yeah, pretty much I'd be using that.
That's what we're using here too. But, you know, it's just a few miles here and there, so it's no big deal.
Oh god, the camera's getting...
I think that's the biggest location in accordance to the area. Deckle Beach.
It's the nearest
So
one.
I think that's debris that's being shown on camera.
What, in the middle of the eye?
No, on the camera. It looks like it's starting
Oh.
to calm down, but looks like
Hold
So
on, let's cross back to
okay.
you.
I am hearing from somebody. They said the NHC is admitting their estimate is conservative with what they gave it of 140.
I disagree. I don't think it is conservative.
I mean, that's what they said according to some people. So
The flight data only supported 140 miles an hour. The
apparently
pressure
NHC
did fall.
updated.
We should have that update somewhere. But at any point they'll call the landfall here because it has done so. Happened very quickly in the end, didn't it?
I have Ironbot open, so as soon as they release it, it goes straight to me, so I can get it.
wow, the camera's still shaking. They're
Certainly
about to get to
been
the eye.
a crazy storm here.
NASA National Weather Service, Charleston, tropical storm warning in force for various locations.
So I'm gonna pause my stream for just a second, so I don't share my location.
We didn't actually show you the new
just,
cone on Helene
location
either.
towards
Let's
it,
just show you that. This was the last cone, the new cone here. And it's a very interesting one. You just got a little S there over Atlanta, and then down to a deep, well, remnant low over Kentucky mainly. Look
So
how
they are still
far,
saying it should be
how far inland those hurricane warnings extend though, hey?
so they're saying over Atlanta that should be 65 mile an hour winds with gusts up to 85 miles an hour.
Isn't that crazy?
Is it tracking northeast?
It's pulled just slightly northeast here. It's made landfall a bit quicker than what it would have been. But there we
I
are.
can hear the wind starting to pick up here, actually.
So yes, Helene is the first major U.S. landfall in this season.
And there is some rotation heading towards me, actually, right now. So I'm just gonna be on lookout.
I do actually
I
think
was
that there's
just
a
going to
chance
ask you
that
there, Ethan, if you had any thoughts here.
I do think that there's actually enough chance that Helene hasn't even made landfall yet.
Oh,
Alright, buddy. Ethan, let me go to
You
sleep.
said what? You're a little bit quiet there.
I think it has, but I can see why you think that.
Well, if you look at radar loop right now, you can clearly see that the center of circulation when we're looking at the eye on radar. I brought my screen up, by the way. It's not in the exact center, so it's offset a little bit. And the greatest area of rotation that I'm seeing is still over water over in this area of the western portion of the eye.
Maybe, but is it a mesovortex?
That is a question, and I think that in general, the low pressure area is probably literally right on this section of the coastline right here.
Huh.
So it's probably making landfall as of this latest radar image. So it's probably making landfall literally right now, if I had to guess.
That could be a good guess. I mean, as we've said, it's a matter of waiting to see what the NHC says, but that could be a possibility.
Just loading our high resolution here. Looking at satellite. Good lord. Satellite shows it well inland. Well, it clearly isn't the case.
Yeah, because the zenith angle.
Is it just that?
So that means if
Or
that's the
something like
case,
that, I don't know.
then the eye is technically tilted. It's a tilted eye then.
True.
And so that's why we could be seeing one area that looks like a possible mesovortex in one area, and then seeing the eye over another area, as that could be tilted.
I don't even know what to say anymore. Well, you should get the update statement anytime.
Perry just went dead silent.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, there's.
I don't even want to look at what the surge looks like right now in Cedar Key over there.
Yeah, Perry is in the eye.
Yeah.
And you can clearly see that it is even on this imagery, on this camera. I bet that's awfully eerie.
Yeah.
Not many cameras make it into the eye of a Category 4 and survive.
Oh, does this camera prove us wrong?
There it is.
Wow, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. Oh, there's a power flash in the background. And
No, that's just a car.
Oh, it is? No.
It's car headlights turning.
Is that in Perry?
Yeah, that's in Perry right now.
Do you know which side of Perry it's on?
It had the street name right there.
Martin, yeah, that's like near me.
Oh no, that's the main road. That won't help.
It's right here, this one right there. It's that Perry right there. It's in the city of Perry.
So it's on the northwest side, basically.
Looks like.
Oh, what the hell happened to the eye on the sound on the sound light?
Oh, I see it now on my other monitor. Yeah, that's on the northwestern side of Perry, which is likely not in a full eye. It's in the eye, but it's not completely calm yet.
Yeah, it's a little wind, but that's what it looks like on there.
Still, the fact that it survived the eye wall and that it's not down is
yeah, sure is. What was I going to say just then? Oh gee, I have no idea anymore.
Let me check and see what we're getting for wind.
Helene makes landfall in the Florida Big Bend. Based on National Weather Service Doppler radar data, the eye of Hurricane Helene has made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane in the Florida Big Bend region at about 11:10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, just east of the mouth of the Aquila River. This is about 10 miles west southwest of Perry, Florida. Based on data from Air Force reconnaissance aircraft, the maximum sustained winds were estimated to be 140 miles per hour and the minimum center pressure of 938 millibars. That is the latest from the National Hurricane Center.
So they just called it now, so let's see where that... Okay. I think I see what they did. They wait for the area, specifically of low pressure, to fully come ashore, not halfway onshore. Even if the eye is half onshore, they waited for the low pressure specifically itself.
That's the definition of landfall. The definition of landfall is the center of a tropical cyclone.
Hold on.
Some people will call it when the eye is onshore.
Just a second, guys. The mouth of the Osceola River That's underneath some of those reds on the radar. It's way out over on the left. Even further left than where you put it, Ethan.
Interesting.
The mouth of the Oscilla River, that's pretty much what... can we see it on your map there? I'm trying to... Well, it's basically where... Almost far... Oh, I can't even explain.
Do you...
It's under orange on
like-
your map, though.
Is it near St. Mark's?
It's halfway between St. Mark's and what appears to be the eye on your screen.
So this area.
Yep. Certainly quite far west.
Interesting.
That is interesting. Radar really looking a mess.
We've got some news from the Western Pacific. Tropical Depression Julian has formed.
Oh God.
By
Don't even
Pegasa.
know what that is.
That is 97W, and they are forecasting a typhoon out of it.
That's the one for near Taiwan. Well, it's going to hit the Philippines
Yes.
now, is it?
No.
No?
Well, I mean, it might, but...
Why do I feel like this is gonna be going west?
So that's another...
I
That's
mean,
another
east.
big typhoon in the near future for the West Pac, and 19W is a tropical storm now.
Yes. Did see that earlier whilst we were working on this. So there's always something going on in the tropics, certainly in this month of September. Tropical Storm 19. Let me show you it briefly whilst we can. There it is. Expected to gradually recurve just east of Tokyo, comfortably east though, and it will be a peak there of nearly typhoon strength. That next system though, we don't have a cone for that from the JTWC, of course, they've not issued it. But Pegasa, I imagine, will have something, but honestly, Ethan, I cannot be bothered looking at it right now. But they've put a high chance on 97W anyway.
You're right on everything.
I'd just like to say I am very impressed with what I've seen today from a category. It was a 1 this morning, right? Early this morning?
It was a 1 yesterday.
Okay. Oh wait, I thought it was a 1 like at like 1 or 2 a.m. this morning for Eastern.
He's right.
It was a hurricane
I
yesterday.
think I woke up with it being 90 miles per hour. And that was at around 4 a.m. Or was it earlier?
It became a Category 2 or at 12 this morning.
Ah.
So what time is that Eastern?
8 a.m.
Okay, so it went from a Category 1 to a Category 4 in less than 15 hours. Wow.
And a storm of that size.
It actually did it in 12 hours, actually. Less than 12 hours, actually.
I was gonna say, if it had gotten a little bit stronger and managed to pull something else, we could have seen a repeat of another hurricane in history.
Oh,
I'm
that's
sure
just a
that y'all
car.
know what I'm talking about.
If this storm got the Category 5 status, it would be completely in a league of its own.
That would have been like a repeat of Otis, right? Because that would be less than 12 hours from a 1
Nope,
to a 5.
much larger.
No.
And
But I do think that reanalysis is going to be a hot topic with the storm. And I do think that there's a case for a slightly higher landfall intensity, if you ask me.
I really don't.
Ooh, so there's
It
some
looks like it's
rotation actually.
Look at radar though, Ethan. It's lost strength since the last recon pass.
You can't deny the recon data, though.
No, but recon data only supported 140.
So there was some aspect of it that supported 145.
Drop zones?
There is definitely
Drop zones was one of them.
Maybe.
As well as flat level winds as well.
I didn't see it in the flight level winds. I'm not quite as up to speed with the dropsons though, so I.
Well, they both got 135 knot flight level winds, and some even like a little bit higher towards 137, 138.
Well, they peaked at 139 actually, didn't they? But that is still only 140, is it not?
It's 140, 145. But keep in mind that was not in the northeastern eye wall at all.
That is a point. Yeah, it's a fair
They never
point.
really even ventured into the northeastern eye wall in the last like 3 hours prior to landfall.
Oh, they did.
I think Perry.
Well, they might have done like once, but not a whole lot.
But
So-
Ethan, at this at least 12-hour period up to landfall here, it was due east that was actually the strongest. They were in the northeast eye wall, and it wasn't quite as strong.
It's going to be a hot topic of discussion, though. That's for sure. And
It'll
I'm sure
be
that
a fascinating storm to re-examine. I'm sure, yeah.
And I'm sure that storm chasers will be in there right now, getting observations and everything, and getting pressure observations, and those will help us correlate things a little bit more too, as well.
A little, but apart from Perry, which is already quite a bit inland, there's like nowhere that's absolutely coastal that you'd be able to get to safely.
No, that's probably why most people were in Perry, probably.
It's just weird to think about that this time next year, instead of me sitting here being with y'all, I'll be actually getting data for y'all to look at. It's just, it's weird. It's weird to think of that transition, to be honest.
Guys, you should look at this video from Twitter. I'm gonna post it in the contribute hub. Alright, well guys, I'm gonna get going now because I have school tomorrow, so...
Alright.
Alright, good night everyone.
Sounds like you need it. Good night. Let's take some more questions. Tina, how is the storm surge? We don't really know. The maximums that we've heard
Horrendous.
about... Well, yeah.
I've signing reports of people trapped in the houses due to storm surge. Apparently 9/11, and the scanners are going absolutely crazy.
Okay, where's this?
I think it's Florida, Nathan.
Well, yeah, it'll be Florida, but where in Florida?
Look, they haven't given a location, but it's just the radio traffic. But what I have just cited, Hurricane Helene, landfall, Big Bend of Florida, Category 4, as we know, 140. The strongest hurricane to make landfall in the Big Bend of Florida on record since 1851.
Nope. Well, yes, but...
And the old record was the Cedar Keys Hurricane 1896 with maximum winds of 125.
Well, Idalia matched that.
Idalia actually doesn't match that, Nathan, actually.
They're not?
No, they dropped it in the TCR.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they dropped it from 125 operationally down to 115.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know about that week either.
Well, there you go. But
yep.
Certainly this storm's landfall is going to be the most destructive in this region ever seen.
Yes.
We don't do hyperbole here. We only do it when it's true. So I don't feel any kind of remorse about making a statement like that. It is going to be the most destructive storm in this region's history.
Some people, I just saw.
Not to mention, Helene pretty much made landfall in nearly the same area as Idalia did last year.
Man.
Somebody that they think Helene is going to do between 15 and 20 billion dollars in damage. What are y'all's thoughts on that?
Quite a sparse area. What did Idalia do?
What was the total cost?
Whatever Idalia did, double it.
Yep.
They said
so-
Idalia cost between $12 billion and $20 billion in damage.
I'd double what Idalia did.
So we're looking to 40 to 60
At least,
billion.
if not more.
And we've got
crazy.
the tropical storm warning area, and we've got the flooding, and could reach up into eastern state. This one.
There's your cue, Ethan.
But I do have to. Okay.
Comment, Nathan.
This is not good, y'all. This is not good.
What's going on now?
If you want to take a look at my stream, this was posted by Aaron Rigsby. I don't know what to say.
What are they? Are they like
Houses?
Yeah, the small mobile type houses.
It's hard to tell. I believe so.
Is the storm surge related?
Oh, and this is just the start of all the surge in this area, by the way.
Do we know what that was?
I am not sure. I can check and
The
see
tape?
where this chaser is.
We'll go back to the live shot from Perry here.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be, well, really, tomorrow's only 30 minutes away. But today's going to be a very rainy day for us here.
So
Very rainy and windy.
a large area over there large area is going to get more than 4 inches of rain. What are you looking at? From what I saw, I don't recall that Indiana was going to be quite as high.
In terms of the rainfall totals,
Yeah.
probably not. A lot of the bulk of the rainfall is probably going to be to our south. Let me look at how much rain is forecasted up here in general. We can just look across the region. I want to do this graphic. Yeah, so it looks like that all the National Weather Service are forecasting is only about an inch here.
Oh wow,
It's
only
not
an
gonna,
inch.
not going to do a whole lot to help the drought. They're forecasting 4.5 down in Louisville.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4.5 in Bowling Green, 4.5 in Nashville, 5 near Jackson, Tennessee, down towards Memphis. So there is that at least. When we're looking at the U.S. drought monitor, the worst right now in the entire country is actually.
I have a location on what we are seeing with these houses floating away. So if you want to take a look at this.
Yeah, but the drought monitor that I'm looking at now, Nathan, has the highest drought levels across much of Ohio, and even parts of the second highest level reach in as far west as Terre Haute, and does include Indianapolis.
Pretty bad.
So the drought here is not. I mean, we were hoping that Helene was going to be maybe a little bit farther towards the north, but unfortunately, that doesn't appear to be the case. And unfortunately, it's not really going to help out here at all.
We were watching that video as well, Lenny. So that's at Steinhatchee.
Yeah, this is where he is currently right now. Aaron Rigsby, Steinhatchee, surge. This area is, I believe, in the 15 to 20 feet, if I am correct. I know it was somewhere along the Big Bend.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. So he is over there in this area. They're already seeing, that's probably, I'd say, 3 to 4 feet. There's a lot more to come. And he's right on the coast. So have a bunch of live updates as he keeps posting on Twitter. Actually,
Well, if there's
we just got a new
signal.
thing. We just got a new thing here. At least 8 to 10 feet of storm surge in Steinhatchee right now. Houses are just floating away.
Oh yeah.
So that's gonna be double this. Your water is up here, so it's gonna be up to like here. Wow.
But I did see a few collections of buildings like this that are sort of like less stable. Quite a few of them along the coast in this area.
Actually, I am gonna step away for just a minute because there's about to be a tornado warning for me.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it just decided to pop a little mezzo out of nowhere. So I'm not gonna share this on stream, but if
Tornado
the team,
warning
if y'all on the team want to take a look real quick at what I'm looking at, you can see this little guy right here.
Oh.
Yeah, so I am gonna get going real quick, and see if I can see something.
All right.
But I'll be right back. It
Sure.
shouldn't be too long. This should pass over pretty quick. But I will keep y'all in the loop as I'm outside. I'll just be messaging in the server.
Yeah, we'll be right here.
All right, I will be right back.
We're still looking at the Perry camera right now.
Clearly in the eye there.
Oh yeah.
Just going back to the thread up here, Nathan. It's remarkable because the latest GFS run does not give us even half an inch of rain between the time that Helene moves through to the end of the run. Not even half an inch of rain.
Up to 16 days.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That is. I mean, it's not normal. This is not normal at all for us. We need the rain badly. So, if anyone is, in the southeast and they don't want the rain, please send it up here. We will gladly take it.
It'll come, Ethan. We had no rain for I think it was 3 or 4 years.
What?
Yep. The previous state government built water pipes to link all the major dams, and we can reverse water. We can pump from any of the 4 major dams, and then the heavens open. And we're in for a very wet summer thanks to the, La Nina.
Almost the entire eye is now on shore.
Yes. But it's been another impressive system.
Yeah,
Nathan,
a bit too impressive.
Yes. Before we sign off, can we have a look at the models for this system?
There's not much to see really. It's all
right.
Pretty sewn up. It's gonna curve into Georgia, through Atlanta. High confidence on that.
No, sorry, the new system. The new system.
Which new system?
The one that's supposed to hit Florida.
Oh, the one next week. I don't want to go into that yet. I don't want to go into that on this stream. It's still a bit far away, but we'll be covering that on future streams, I'm pretty sure.
It says 7 days?
The landfall's 10 days out. But getting closer, no doubt.
So let's take it one system at a time. We've got to deal with Helene. Then we've got to deal with likely 20W coming up.
98L, 18W, 19W, 20W.
It's gonna be a big name coming back because the next name up in the Western Pacific is Jebi.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone was around in 2018 and remember that storm did to Japan, then
you
know that it has a I don't know how to say it, but a a notability factor to impress upon.
Yeah. Not looking forward to that then.
No, I'm not. But the storm at peak in 2018, that was very beautiful though.
Yeah, I remember it well. We should do like a montage of that season. Our coverage of that season. Anyways, let's see if we can take some comments and questions right now. We are just milling about here as we continue to watch this storm move inland. Of course, there are tons of power outages as well. Earlier we heard that it was at 700,000. Now it is 1,036,000. And I can tell you that in Taylor County, where the storm has made landfall, 100% out.
Oh.
Dixie, which is the neighboring county to the south, is 90% out. Levy County is nearly 90% out as well. Gilchrist County, not far away, is nearly 90% out as well. Lafayette is about 75% out. Suwannee County is 90% out. Madison is 80% out. Columbia is about 75% out. Union is 75% out. All these counties around this area, and we've still got a lot of power outages in Pinellas County. 221,000 power outages right there. That's nearly half the county in such a large population area too. And Wakulla County is about 80% out as well. Jefferson, nearly 2,000 power outages there. Leon, 31,000 power outages. That's where Tallahassee is. That is nearly 25%. And Franklin, where Apalachicola is, 3,500 out. That is over a quarter. So we've got so many power outages there. As a matter of fact, it's almost 1/10 of the entire state of Florida. So enormous areas that are without power as we enter these late hours and post-landfall. All kinds of questions about retirement. We're not going to talk about that though. I don't really know what to say about that.
Too early.
And yes, Helene is the strongest hurricane landfall in the Big Bend region, and it's not even close. We were hoping that wasn't going to happen. But in the end, of course, it did. Let's see if we can go back to that camera. It's the only one that we're really looking at. The viewpoint from Perry. And we have to actually reload that. But pretty soon, well, they're about halfway through the eye now, actually. So I imagine the conditions are pretty still. Let's go back to that camera now. This is Perry. Always Perry, it seems to be, with these storms of late. And Ethan, I think just a few minutes ago we had a confirmed tornado warning that appeared for just a few minutes and disappeared again.
There might have been one up near Macon, Georgia.
Near Lake City.
Near Lake City. I haven't. Oh, to the east.
Yeah.
Yes, there was one briefly.
Very quick.
These kind of things can happen.
Super quick. Storm's certainly losing its structure, losing a lot of its power there, according to this radar reflectivity, but still a lot of areas getting some really intense stuff. Just saw some more flashes there on that Perry camera. Interstate 10 certainly underneath all of this chaos now. Let's take a look at some satellite imagery once again, which shows something completely different, by the way. Once we get this high quality imagery loaded, you'll note there that the storm is much further inland than what the radar is showing. And looking a lot messier, but still holding on to some very high amounts of convection. Let's take a look at the ZARE imagery, if we can. This was earlier. Let's reload and get the current view. That's what's happened. Northern side not looking very good, actually, on the higher cloud tops. It's been a very interesting storm. It's been very lopsided for most of its life, it has to be said. Earlier today they were getting 115 knots on the eastern side, and the western side was still barely pulling 60. And now we've got half the storm with a huge dome of red -70s, and the northeastern side there, not much going on with it at all. A few areas of -60s.
Right, but I will be heading off now, Nathan, because I unfortunately have work super early on in the morning on Friday.
Super duper early.
I probably overstayed my welcome a little bit more than I should have. So,
well, we'll see you for the next storm, I imagine.
Oh, I'll be around. I do really hope
around
to
the corner. Sorry.
I do really hope to do some live streaming pretty soon on the storms in the Western Pacific. That'll be much better timing for me to do streams on that, because I can do them in the afternoon here whenever I am actually here.
Suppose you can, yeah.
So, I'll be around.
All right. Well, take care. We'll see you again soon.
We thank you for all your help and support today.
Tex says, can Invest 98L be a hurricane? Yes, it could. It won't affect land, though, which is the good news. Zach says, how far inland do we think the hurricane force winds will go? Well, if you look at the National Hurricane Center's cone, they reckon it's going to get nearly as far as Atlanta. That's where the hurricane warning is. How bad do we think damage will be in St. Augustine, Florida? Well, not that bad, really. They're only getting moderate tropical storm force winds. They've had that plenty of times before. Another comment here is John made landfall. That's something let's find out together. Here's the latest imagery of John. That is not yet over land. It is hugging the coast. I'm really looking appalling on this satellite imagery. At the moment, it may well not make landfall. It's going to get very close to doing that. How bad are conditions in Tallahassee right now? They are going to get some pretty hefty rain bands, but it looks to me as though they will be outside, mostly outside of the hurricane force wind zone. Perhaps parts of the eastern suburbs will get sucked into those hurricane force winds, however. Could have been so much worse for Tallahassee. And team's thoughts about the Westpac storms forming at the moment. Well, it's another busy period over there by the looks of things now as well. So the tropics are
like we
firing.
Might see potentially we have signals for potentially two additional storms. One of them has, I believe, just been named by Pagasa. I think we have Julian.
Yep.
Near not far from the Philippines, and it looks like that might be taking doing a U-turn and then heading towards Taiwan.
Yeah. Another comment, will North Carolina get tropical storm force winds? Well, the western part of the state is under a tropical storm warning, but the eastern coastal areas are not. Average Player says that they're going to Cancun on Saturday. Will they be affected by the 20% AOI? I doubt it. I'll just double check for you. Nope, nothing is happening on Saturday. And if you meant the following Saturday, it won't be there. Well, it shouldn't be there either. So this is the National Hurricane Center's forecast cone at the landfall there, taking it inland in pretty short order. The whole of the eye is now inland. Let's go back to the latest imagery from Perry. Still seeing a few flashes in the air. I'm not sure if it was lightning or power. It is still calm there, but at this point it's about to get very dangerous once more when we start to get the southern side of the eye wall about to arrive in this area in a few minutes. A few vehicles around there as well, as you can clearly see. But in general, it is quiet. People have heeded the precautions in most circumstances. We still saw a fair share of what I would say quite dumb people. Naples Pier at 7 PM they were out there. A gang of people, surfers. I don't know. Just a very dangerous thing to do. Lenny, you back with us?
Yes, I am.
Anything that you're seeing right now?
So I was trying to go outside, but you know, my parents, they're kind of weird, so they kind of yelled at me.
It is the middle of the night.
Oh, I mean, the thing is, I've done this multiple times
All
when I
right.
was younger, and they did not care, but now they do. And I'm like, I'm an adult. I'm on my own. So, it's kind of dumb, but there was a little bit of rotation over the Atlanta area. I am looking at
Those are all
this
flash
area.
flood warnings, are they?
Those are flash flood warnings, yes.
Hmm.
So downtown Atlanta, they are in one. Between 2 and 4 inches of rain have fallen. The rate is 1 to 3 inches in 1 hour. It's expected to begin shortly. There have been this little area right here over McDonough, heading up to Stockbridge. So if you are in Georgia, I would just keep an eye out because this specific area was causing a ton of issues down here in the coastal Georgia areas earlier, where we saw that pretty much tornado outbreak. So do keep an eye out for that. I mean, the environment is less sheared, so there's not as big of an issue anymore, but there's still a possible for spin-ups. So definitely keep that in mind. But I mean, other than that, right now, Georgia, we're chilling over here, you know. Just waiting for Helene to come in here, and as it's planned to, get some strong winds, some heavy rain, and kind of just go on from there. So it's just a matter of waiting now.
Well, I'm pretty sure the National Hurricane Center are continuing to do hourly advisories, so we should get an hourly update from them shortly. And that will be it from us, because it is getting quite late. We're going to go off the air after this. We have been on the air here for nearly 15 hours, one of our longest full-on commentary streams, at least for me personally, without any breaks. So it's been a relatively long stream. Of course, during Hurricane Ida, you may remember, we actually did 30 hours of commentary in a row with 3 different teams rotating. That was quite cool, and we did it pretty damn well. Hopefully we've done a decent job with Helene and its impacts, and maybe we've helped people during the course of this storm in one way or another. Well, right now it does look like on radar it is still moving northeasterly in a way. Satellite didn't look like that, however. National Hurricane Center reckoned it made landfall much further west than what this radar is actually showing. So it'll be interesting to see what they actually say at this upcoming hourly advisory if they have a change of heart or whether they've seen something and where they're going to put the center. Sam, any comments for us right now?
And I do feel like
basically, for anyone who is north in the path of the storm, those who are out, especially those who are outside of the storms of the main storm surge areas, you're still going to be dealing with a lot of. Mainly, you'll be dealing with potentially very strong winds. There are still some extreme wind warnings that are going to be in effect for possibly the next hour going into Georgia. And then you do have those hurricane and tropical storm warnings up further north. And this is further inland. This is going to be a huge, huge rainmaker, especially in the Appalachian Mountains. So it's extremely important that those who are in the path of the storm take their flooding precautions, especially take their flooding precautions, and find safe shelter.
Yeah. Also, I would just like to thank everybody who's been here to support us through this today, because it's been a long journey today. We've had a couple emotional moments with some stuff we've heard from news and all that, but I'd like to thank everybody, especially the National Weather Service, NHC, and all the hurricane hunters, because they're spending time away from their families at long periods of times to help us keep people safe. So I just would really like to thank all those people who do what they do and make this possible.
Well, let's point out right now that we have 0 tornado warnings. First time in a while. Let's see if we can go back to that live camera now then, from the viewpoint in Perry. Probably the last time we're going to look at this. The rest of the eye wall, the southern side, will be moving in soon, next maybe 10 minutes. But the National Hurricane Center will be updating us, we think, shortly.
Yeah, I will get that update out once it comes out, because I'll get that right away.
But I guess we're just taking stock here and catching our breath after the hideous development of Helene. Became an extremely powerful Category 4. It looked for a brief moment as though it may have been going all the way. You know what stopped it though? I think it was always struggling with its lopsidedness and gaps at times, little holes in the eye wall, which I think just prevented it from managing to get all the way to Cat 5 status. But I tell you what, it easily could have done. And it easily could have veered straight into Tallahassee as well, Lenny.
Yeah, I mean, there was a cone of uncertainty, but they managed to narrow it down each day, every advisory, and they did a damn good job with where they got it. I think that was almost nearly in the middle, I think. Maybe a little bit eastern, but for the most part, it was on that uncertainty cone, going straight through it. They nailed it, in my opinion.
Still on the edge of the cone right now, actually. I don't understand what's happening. The center
I think
fix.
It's a tilted eye. I genuinely think it's a tilted
eye. It would have
eye.
to be incredibly tilted for the center to be like, we must be talking about how far? Hold on, let me just get my measuring stick.
And while you do that, I would like to say, also, this does cause a bunch more problems looking at damage-wise, because we were looking at Idalia, comparing damage from this to doubling. I think we forgot to add in, this still is going to go through Georgia, so Atlanta, it's going to go up through Nashville, up in Tennessee, and cause flooding and issues there. So that's probably another couple $2 billion in damage, in my opinion. So
where you would expect the center on radar, and where the NHC suggested the center is. It's about 25 miles.
That is a tilted.
It's a massive discrepancy.
Wait, hold up.
And then you've got.
Where did they call landfall? Like, is there?
Oh wait, hold on a minute.
Location.
No, actually, you're right. They said. They said just east of the mouth of the Osceola River. When I think of just east, I'm thinking like 1 mile. But it was actually about 20 miles east of the Osceola River where it made landfall. And they actually acknowledged that in that position update.
So is that Deckle Beach?
Pretty much, yeah. So
you see, this is why I feel like I should get a position at the NHC because I am very valued with them.
All right, you're starting to sound like some of our former members here. Careful. We should get this. If they're doing an update statement, I mean, we've just passed the hour mark now. Yes, they are. They've just done it. They're sticking with 140 mile per hour winds, 938 millibars. Moving quickly inland over the Florida Panhandle, continues to produce catastrophic winds that are pushing further inland over the Florida Big Bend and Florida Panhandle, and will soon be entering southeastern Georgia. Extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation. Persons should not leave their shelters and remain in place with the passage of these life-threatening conditions. When in the eye, people are reminded to not venture out in the relative calm, as hazardous winds will increase very quickly when the eye passes. ASOS station at the Perry Foley Airport recently reported a sustained wind of 55 miles per hour and a wind gust of 99 with a minimum pressure of 948. National Ocean Service tide gauge at Cedar Key is reporting water level now 8.68 feet above the mean high water, which is approximation of inundation. 8.68 there on that latest update.
I'm surprised on this update because they kept the max sustained winds to 140. So.
They did.
Wow. Usually it would be dropping significantly by now, but wow, I'm surprised.
I'm not convinced personally. I don't think there's any direct evidence that it's got anything like those winds at this point. Still strong.
Either way, I was just gonna say that. Either way, you're gonna be dealing with a problem.
Yeah, still very strong.
Tallahassee's radar and see what they have.
Tina reckons that we're indispensable during hurricane season. Well, we'll take compliments like that all day. Thank you very much. And Hurricane Alternate Bronze said that we did a great job. I mean, we were a bit slow to start because I was just coming off vacations when this storm came about, and I was doing a few things. So it's been a struggle getting from a standing start. But yeah, we put in the hours today on this coverage. That's for sure. We're going to wrap up. Any final thoughts from our team here before we finish?
Yeah. Lenny, go ahead, Lenny, and then I'll provide my thoughts.
Okay. So I was gonna say, pretty much everybody in the path, which it's a lot of people, throughout Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida. Prayers and thoughts go out to everybody. Stay safe. Listen to all the warnings that they provide, and that they tell you to do. So if there's like a tornado warning or something, get to shelter. Don't just be like, oh, it's nothing, it's just tropical, I'm gonna go out and look at it. Don't do that. Don't risk your life for that. And also stay sheltered in place until officials tell you to come out with this, because search and rescue, it's a long and stressful process for anybody who may know, who has done it before. It's tiring, it's exhausting, all that. We want to be able to get everybody the help they need efficiently, quickly, and as effectively as we can. So just listen to everything that officials say and just stay safe.
Sam.
Yeah, so anyone who is in the path of Helene, even something else I want to absolutely stress, even though Helene is going to be weakening rapidly, as it moves further inland, that does not mean that the impacts will be much less severe. This will still be a major rainmaker ongoing north of the Florida Panhandle, especially through Georgia and into the Appalachian and possibly even the Smoky Mountains. Just want to let everyone know, if you are under any flash flood warnings or possibly even flash flood emergencies, make sure that you are seeking higher ground as soon as possible, and make sure make sure to avoid any travel unless you are under an evacuation order. Make sure that you have an emergency kit. Make sure you have enough food and water to last you a while, because some of these areas could be uninhabitable and resources could be limited. So it is absolutely crucial that you have items such as a battery-powered weather radio. Make sure you have a charged phone, and make sure that you stay up so that you are able to listen to those watches and warnings, because especially considering a lot of people in these areas will likely be without power, especially the further southeast you go towards Florida. Some of those areas, especially those areas that were hit by Idalia and were again hit by Helene, those areas may be uninhabitable for longer periods of time, given the already strained impacts over there.
All right, Grandpa David.
Well, it's been fascinating. Helene goes into the history book, but the threat is still
There.
clearly visible in Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina.
All right. Thanks to everyone.
And before I just wanted to add, there was a midnight EDT update for that came out from the Hurricane Center.
We went over that. We did it all. We're done.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see you again soon. Stay tuned. We'll have more updates on our channel throughout this storm and all the others that we're currently tracking. We'll see you again soon. Good night.